or doesn't. Once again on Wall Street this hour, stocks in positive territory once we hear the opening bell. According to the Wall Street Monitor, stock futures are higher.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. So they go guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes.
We made it. Welcome to it.
Indeed, we did.
Yeah. Well, we were talking yesterday this time. We got the reports that the Queen wasn't doing well. And then I think about 11 or so our time is when I noticed that she had passed.
It always seems to happen right after like the morning show. It's like, well, now we got to wait till tomorrow to talk about it.
Well, I mean, now it's just I've learned more about Queen Elizabeth II in the last 24 hours than I knew my whole life.
Right.
You know, it was interesting. I mean, because it was pretty much wall to wall. Like when I went home for lunch yesterday, that's all that was on was the news coverage of it. And I know we were talking yesterday about the London Bridge and having everything, the BBC having it all lined up.
Right.
Well, I'm guessing American news had the same thing going because on, I know this is weird, but last night on TV, after I got home from my meetings and everything, your choices for television were Thursday Night Football, which congratulations to the Bills, Big Brother, which I want to watch, and I've got it recorded, but it was a 2-hour last night, and I didn't want to stay up late. So.
Right.
Or this thing on Queen Elizabeth that was on the 3 networks. I don't know what Fox was showing. I didn't get that far. But some TMZ thing probably, or Master Chef or something.
Right.
But anyway, they had just this whole prepared 2020 report on the Queen and her whole life, and it was professionally narrated, documented. I was like, I'm pretty sure they've been building this for a while.
You know when they have like a slow news day?
Yeah.
I imagine those are the days they're like, you guys want to start working on this Elizabeth documentary? I mean, it's going to happen like in the next year or so. We might as well have something in the can.
Yeah.
So I figure on like slower days, they just took some time and started working on the Elizabeth thing. Plus, I'm sure it wasn't hard to get access to she's probably among the most videoed human beings alive.
Yes and no.
Her private time was her private time, but every time she was in the public eye, she was on film.
Yeah.
Or she was on camera. So
sure.
There's a plethora of stuff you can borrow from, of speeches of hers, of appearances of hers, addresses.
Well, considering she's been in the spotlight since World War II,
And they have, what did they say? I think yesterday they said something to the effect of like 10 to 11 days worth of programming ready in the BBC.
I believe that.
So, you get a partnership with the BBC, you have access to their entire film library, essentially.
Yeah.
God save the footage.
But, I just found some of it fascinating, interesting. And look, I knew of the Queen, but like her service during World War II, where she's with like the motor pool and driving trucks and that kind of stuff. I didn't know all that kind of stuff. That was kind of interesting.
It was kind of, so yesterday was equal parts like, sad and disheartening, but also like pretty doggone funny. Like let me explain. It's an interesting time for anything to happen when you live in the age of Twitter. Matter of fact, this is like the best sum up is this was on Twitter yesterday. Today is a reminder of how hilariously disorienting Twitter can be. An endless stream of overwrought tributes to a monarch, jokes about her death, and then random brand tweets like, quote, on behalf of the entire Weber Grill family, we solemnly lay down our tongs in Her Majesty's memory.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was a whole sea of emotion on Twitter.
Earlier, I showed this to Mike too. And I know it's a store in the UK. I understand that. But it was basically, it said something to the effect of, all of us from the family, or we announced the death of Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Her Majesty Queen of England. All of us in the Poundland family mourn her loss and honor and ask respect to the family and friends at this time, or something to that effect. But it was from the Poundland family.
I'm surprised they didn't update their thing to Euroland.
Right? Well, Poundland is catchier. Admittedly, they're having a lot of problems from their competition, Pound Town, which is just up the road. Oh, we're going there. That's their slogan. Oh, we're going there.
I did see a funny little. It was actually a video of I guess one of the Queen's like longtime bodyguards. They spend a lot of time together.
Sure.
They develop a relationship. And so he was telling a funny story about the Queen, and him and the Queen were, I guess it was there in what's it called, Balmoral, wherever they hang out at. Yeah, wherever they hang out at. It was, I guess they were there, and the Queen had decided that she wanted to go out for a walk or whatever, and so she was out in like the park there nearby, the
courtyard,
some place that she can go out, and so she was out there, and how people kind of they see her but give her respect, and well, she decided she saw this couple, and they were just, I guess, picnicking just having their fun in the park. They're tourists hiking. I think they were hiking tourists.
Okay,
they were backpacking or whatever. So the Queen just kind of went up and started talking to them, and they were Americans, and apparently they didn't recognize the Queen. Because they were talking to her and they were like, oh, where are you? She's asking where are you from? And they're like, we're from America, blah, 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 blah. And they're, oh, well, where are you from? And she's like, oh, I was born here, raised here.
Just up the road.
Yeah, and she's really doing that. And these people have no idea. And then finally, one of the people asked the Queen, it's like, since you've grown up here and everything, you've got to see the Queen, and all that. And then finally the Queen looks at him and says, he goes, well, I don't know him, but she goes, I've never met her, but he has. And he points to the bodyguard.
That's funny.
And so the bodyguard looks at her and knows that, the Queen's got a little sense of humor, and looks at them and says, yeah, I've met her. She's a bit cantankerous, but she's all right. And so they do. And so these people get enamored with him and start wanting to take selfies and everything with him. And they give their phone to the Queen.
That's great.
To take a picture of this dude because he knew the Queen.
That's so funny. Just Google it, dude. I mean, it's a relatively recognizable face.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
So he was regaling this story about the Queen and how messing with these people and then finally, of course, everyone figured out what was going on and they all took pictures and everyone had a good time. But it was pretty funny.
I've never met her. Yeah, that's true. I've never met myself. There was a lot of stories coming out yesterday about her sense of humor. Like particularly like she would. And I mad respect for this. She would try to make the guards break. The guards at the palace.
Yeah.
She would, because their whole thing is they're supposed to stand stoic and not move.
Sure.
So she would do silly things like walk by them in funny hats or like get it like right up in their face just to try to mess with them to see if she can get them to break.
Yeah.
Which You got to respect that.
Well, when you live the life that she does, you probably need something to
A
break
lot
up
of
the
pomp,
monotony.
a lot of circumstance,
Yeah.
a lot of parliamentary procedure. You want to break every now and again. I'm
Everything's
sure.
under a microscope. Everything you say, do, look is scrutinized, and it's crazy. But yeah, it was kind of. There was another story I can't remember off the top of my head, but I read that similar in vein to some of her antics and things. Like, it was something about making some kind of Middle Eastern prince or something scared the living daylights out of him with her driving or something. It was some story. I don't remember the whole story, but it was something along those lines. But anyway, yeah, those were neat to hear all the stories, and I'm sure we're going to get a million more of these.
I just like to imagine the Queen Elizabeth prank calls. She's just calling pizza places ordering like 1,000 pies for Angela Merkel.
Where do you want them? Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
It's like I really did want
Never get a pizza delivered here. Any idea how hard it is to get a pizza delivered to Buckingham Palace?
right?
Yeah, we'll drop it off at Big Ben, lady.
Oh man! But let me give you the rundown.
Yes.
For today's show, we're going to replay an interview this hour. Don Weld and Steve Alvarez joined us with Bitter Lake tomorrow. Well, actually, technically tonight. Everything gets underway. The big Dragonfly Festival. They'll have their presentation tonight, and then the Stargazing, and then tours and everything tomorrow.
Yes.
But Steve and Don joined us yesterday, so we're going to play that interview to remind folks to get on out to Bitter Lake this weekend. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we're going to have Joanne Lopez join us with the Cheves County Health Council. And I believe we're going to have someone with Martinez Flea Market join her as well. And they've got an event coming up with the Health Council that they want to get on your radar.
A fiesta.
Fiesta. See.
I always like the order for me. It's fiesta, siesta.
Ah.
You get your party in first. You stare at the backside of your eyelids.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Take a fiesta, siesta, and a festiva.
Ooh. Like it.
Where there's more leg room than you thought. And then finally, we're going to replay an interview in the 9 o'clock hour. Andrew Mort with the Roswell Chamber joined us Wednesday, giving us a rundown of things happening like this weekend, with the big car show out at the Wool Bowl and all of that kind of stuff. So she gives us a rundown of those events. So we'll play that for you about 9:15 or so.
Very good.
I got to thank the fine folks at McDonald's because they are the heroes of the show each and every Friday. They provide us with delicious breakfast treats. I feel like my world is much more complete now that I have Coke Zero at McDonald's. That makes me feel. I know it's been 3-4 weeks now, but I'm still. It's still got. It's still got new Coke Zero smell on it.
The novelty hasn't quite worn off yet because it's exciting. It's a whole new addition for folks like you and me.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Diet Dr. Pepper, and I like iced tea, and I still will get iced tea when I get a hankering for an iced tea. But Diet Dr. Pepper is not Coke Zero to me.
You're right.
And that's what I want.
I personally think that the Coke Zero people need to step up, or the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar people need to step their game up and start getting themselves offered on fountains worldwide. Because the Dr. Pepper, in my opinion, Dr. Pepper Zero is the better of the zero sugars. But again, I love a Coke Zero.
I do love Dr. Pepper Zero. Some of the offshoots of Dr. Pepper Zero or Dr. Peppers, I'm not a fan of
The
these.
creams, I'm not a huge fan
Yeah,
of.
that berry thing was not my favorite
Yeah,
either.
the dark berry was a little off-putting.
Matter of fact, I still have a couple cans in my fridge
Do you
that
really?
I don't want to drink.
Nice.
They're just there, and I'm hoping somebody will just like, oh, dark berry, I'll take one.
My whole mindset is, in a pinch, it's carbonated and wet,
Yeah.
which is a lot of, that's my nickname in college. But yeah, no, the most of the zero sugars I've been a pretty solid fan of. There's a few that have kind of been missed for me, but like the root beer zero sugar was kind of a miss for me.
I don't think I've tried root beer
A&W?
zeros. Yeah, I don't think I've tried those.
It wasn't great.
And I don't mind. I like Sprite Zero. I like Mountain Dew Zero.
Most zero sugar vanilla flavors I've just never been able to get behind.
I'm not big into vanilla drinks anyway, so I'm good with that. Like you'll never see me drink a vanilla Coke Zero or a vanilla cherry Coke Zero for that matter. I don't want no vanilla in my cherry Coke.
Did you know? And this is a great fact to drop on a McDonald's Friday. But did you know that artificial vanilla flavoring is actually you know where it comes from? Artificial vanilla flavoring, not like actual vanilla.
No idea.
So beavers are equipped with a small sac near their anus
Okay.
called the sac is filled with this fluid called castoreum.
Okay.
Castoreum, shockingly, tastes just like vanilla.
How does one find out this?
That's what I want to know. Who's just out there randomly just sniffing around like, is that vanilla? But yeah, apparently that's where artificial vanilla flavoring comes from.
Okay.
Castoreum.
I think I just rather have the real vanilla flavor.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a lot of depths and reaches to go to get artificial vanilla when it's much easier to get real vanilla.
It's literally like the first person to figure out how milk worked. It's like, how did you make that connection?
Yeah.
Like, what right place, right time scenario are we talking about here? But yeah, there you go. Fun fact.
All right. But
ultimately, yeah.
thank you to McDonald's.
Just drop a shunt on the tracks and just take us right off the rails.
There you go. Beavers. But a big thank you to McDonald's, where you can swing on by any of the McDonald's here in town. They've got you covered. Sample any of their delicious breakfast treats right now by ordering through the app, where you start building rewards and getting free food. Really, after your first purchase, you're starting earning rewards towards your first free item. So,
That's right.
Definitely. So big thank you to McDonald's. Swing on by any of your 3 locations, here in town. And, I still haven't been inside the South Main McDonald's.
Oh, you got to do it, man. It's a cool spot.
I'm just not around that area very often. So I just
take a road trip, man.
Yeah.
Next time you go to Artesia, stop off real quick.
I should.
Yeah.
I should.
I know you're never down that direction, but if you're, heading out that direction, swing by.
Well, I'm usually not in a food state of mind when I'm down in that end of town. So I guess I need to get in a food state of mind.
Here's my recommendation. Mm-hmm. Just head on in there, grab yourself a soda, grab yourself one of them newfangled frozen Cokes.
Oh yeah, I got to get me one of them. I keep forget about it.
So good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the science, and I proved this fact to myself the other day because I got myself a slush monkey from one of the convenience stores. Mm-hmm. The second I had it out the store, like it was the bottom half of the cup was just liquid.
Just this blue or red liquid or whatever.
It was blue raspberry. It was just liquid. I was like, this is why we can't have nice things. You're trying to mix the ice into the liquid, but they never cross. It's like oil and water.
That's right.
So
the
science behind the frozen Cokes at McDonald's, they nailed it.
Yeah. So big thank you, McDonald's. Swing on by, get you a frozen Coke or Minute Maid.
Yeah.
What do they got? Like lemonade?
I think the cherry, and then like watermelon.
Okay.
And then I think it's watermelon, blue raspberry, and then the frozen Cokes. I don't think they have cherry anymore.
Okay. Although I remember wanting to mix the cherry, but they don't mix.
They can't. I know why, because the machine's set up to the small, medium, large sizes.
Yeah.
So they just put it in and put the size
pre-sized.
Yeah. So you can't mix that way.
Well, give me 2 medium mixies and put half a half and half and half.
Well, I would say just get yourself a frozen Coke, and then let's say, for example, a frozen strawberry, watermelon or whatever it is.
Do your own mixing.
Yeah, and then just mix them together, because then you got an extra large suicide.
There you go.
That's good stuff.
Yes, the diabetes will thank you. All right, it is 7:22. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll start off the weekend with hot temperatures. It looks like mid-90s for the afternoon high today, but we do have some relief on the way with a cold front dropping in from the central states. Partly sunny today and a little bit breezy. Overnight, some clouds and upper 60s, and then about 90, and we should get some sunshine on Saturday. Maybe a few showers or thunderstorms, and low 80s Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 62 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 73%. Winds currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. For today, it says mostly cloudy, which they're not wrong yet. It's still pretty cloudy out. High of 93 with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 66 with south winds at around 10 miles per hour. For you Saturday, partly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 88. Sounds like it could be whatever you're doing tomorrow. If you're going out to Bitter Lake, if you're going out to the Wool Bowl, if you're going down to Richland, or all of the above, or the mall, whatever you're going to. They got sounds like it'd be pretty good weather. North winds at around 10 miles per hour. Sounds pretty nice. Saturday night, though, looks like we got a pretty decent shot Saturday and Sunday of some rain. 40% chance of rain showers Saturday night, showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 64 degrees. East winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, we're looking at a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms as well, mostly cloudy. High near 70. Yeah, near 70, so a lot cooler. Winds out of the north at around 10 miles per hour. Sunday night, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 61. And then Monday, when you head back to work and school, we're looking at a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, and high of 87. Looks like rain chances Tuesday and Wednesday, 20% for each, with highs right around 90. So it looks like beginning Saturday, a little bit of cooler weather and a little bit of moisture, perhaps. So we'll take it. All right, it is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then on the other side, we're going to play our interview with Don Weld and Steve Alvarez talking about the big Dragonfly Festival happening at Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge this Saturday, tomorrow. That's up next. Don't go away.
Time is running out to register for Richland's Barbecue Cook-Off. If you have the best brisket or best ribs, you could win $500. Judging begins at 4 p.m. this Saturday, and entry is free. Call Richland to register or go online to rlchevrolet.com and click the About Us tab. The cook-off is open to all skill levels and all mediums: wood, charcoal, pellets, wood chips, and electric. Sign up now at rlchevrolet.com. Click the About Us tab and enter. The barbecue competition is open to anyone. Time's running out to register for Richland's Barbecue Cook-Off, Saturday, September 10th at Richland Motors on West 2nd in Roswell.
The Yucca Blossom Summer's End Extravaganza is fun for the whole family. They have 90-plus booths to shop, a variety of food trucks to fill your belly, and an array of amusing activities for the kiddos, including face painting, bouncy houses, rock climbing, quad power jump, and live music from the County Line Band. Mark your calendars for Saturday, September 17th from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. and Sunday, September 18th from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia.
Come on down. The Price is Right sales event is on at Roswell Nissan with huge savings like a 2020 Sentra for just $289 a month or a 2014 Avalon for just $219 a month. Play Plinko to win cash just for stopping by, a movie ticket or a Home Depot gift card with a test drive and a choice of prizes with purchase, and register to play the Superhero Punch game with 16 big winners, including gift cards, a Ninja blender, and even a 40-inch TV. Drawing September 17th at 1 p.m. On now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd. Don't forget to have your pets spayed and neutered.
Hey, Mark.
Morning, Sam.
Having the house remodeled?
Nah, I got termites, and they're chewing the place up.
Welcome to the neighborhood. I've got them too.
Really?
Yeah, just had a termite treatment put in.
You did? I didn't see a lot of digging around your house.
That's because I went with the Centricon Termite Colony Elimination System. It's a lot easier to install than what you're doing. They just place bait stations around the house, and then the termites share the bait with each other until the colony is gone. No digging, no chemical solution, just simple protection that's environmentally responsible.
Wow.
Yeah, I even got a Green Chemistry Award from the EPA.
Centricon, huh? I'll be right back.
Hey, where you going?
Tell these guys to stop digging. I'm getting Centricon.
Call Bob Reed Pest Control today for all of Southeast New Mexico. 575-623-5344.
Peter Marshall once prayed before the U.S. Senate this: Lord, we thank you that we come to you just as we are, but remind us that we dare not leave as we came. I wish our political leaders took this to heart, but more importantly, we need to take this to heart. Over and over through the New Testament, Jesus encounters sinful, messed up, hurting people and shows them compassion and grace. However, he never ignores or condones their plight. He calls them to be better, to move beyond where they are and who they are. Jesus encountered all kinds and led them to be better. There were fishermen and tax collectors, lepers and demon-possessed, adulterers and sinners. Wherever you are, whatever you've done, you can move beyond it by the grace that God gives us through Christ. Maybe you've been a follower of Christ in the past and have lost your way. You can return to him and be more and do more and lead the life that he calls you to lead. Praise God that his forgiveness never ends. We invite you to join us to learn how to be better with him than we are on our own.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
The season roars on for your Roswell Coyotes, and coming up this Friday night, your Coyotes are back on the road, headed to Los Lunas to take on the Tigers. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM will have full coverage of the game. Join Art Sandoval and Kelly McDonald for the pregame show at 6:45 and kickoff at 7, with audio-only coverage available at ksvptv.com. Coyotes versus the Tigers of Los Lunas, Friday at 6:45 on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, with audio-only coverage online at ksvptv.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages them. The suits for the astronauts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge, well, friends of Bitter Lake. Ranger dude out at Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. Good morning, guys. How y'all doing? Just ingrained in my brain that park ranger, whole image of how it should be, and so I just immediately
call worse.
As long as you're not hunting down.
That's right.
But I can't now. But this weekend, Dragonfly Festival, a full-blown, just all happening this Saturday out at Bitter Lake.
So the staff's just been working, getting the refuge prepared, looking good for the public.
Yes, absolutely. You might come out and say, man, they've done some upgrades and things in the last couple.
New signs. To the festival. Right now, our Pecos sunflowers are in bloom. It's an endangered.
All right, sorry about that. Apparently, that interview is not working right here. Let me try this. They joined us like a week ago talking about Bitter Lake as well, too. Maybe I can get that pulled up and bring some of that information here, too. But definitely wanted to play. Let me see here. I apologize.
At pvbcradio.com.
That cut of video is not working properly. Here we go. Let me go play. I'll play some of this. Oh, hold on. I think it's working.
And good morning. It's the app is what that is. So you're seeing the app there. Good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock. Joining us in studio this morning, talking Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. Of course, Steve Alvarez, the man who keeps the park going and everything out there at Bitter Lake. The Ranger Steve, or whatever. We got to come up with a name for you up there. Just like the. He's the guy that keeps Yogi in check. I'm just kidding. I kid, of course. But Steve Alvarez joining us here, and then of course Don Weld, who's with Friends of Bitter Lake, of course the organization that made up of volunteers that support and help and make Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge a great place to come and enjoy for the public too. So, good morning, guys.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, what is technically your official title?
It's outdoor recreation planner. It's basically the public use officer.
Gotcha. So. Okay. Basically, he's like the official there at Bitter Lake Wildlife.
The voice of Bitter Lake.
There you go.
he's the Walmart greeter of Bitter Lake.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. That's
well,
right.
I was gonna up your game a little bit. Like he's probably downplaying you. He's like, welcome to Bitter Lake. I love you.
Yeah, there you go.
But of course, for folks that do not know, Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is literally an oasis right outside of our community here. It is we have Bottomless Lakes, which is our recreational fun camping and swimming and boating and all that stuff. That's Bottomless Lakes. Well, Bitter Lake is our refuge, our wildlife refuge. It is the rest stop of pretty much every migratory animal that comes through the western half of the United States.
Yeah, we're a big bird sanctuary.
Yeah, but mostly birds. But butterflies and everything else migrate, use
as I joked before, I said it's basically the pilot flying J for the wildlife.
Yeah.
It is that's kind of in a nutshell is what it is. It really, but we do have animals and wildlife and plant life, obviously plants that do call Bitter Lake home year round. That also serve there as well. So.
Yeah, and that's good that you mentioned the migration because sometimes people go out there and it might be super dry and they don't see anything, but they just got to come another couple days or a few weeks later, and birds are migrating or they'll see something different they never even imagined.
Unfortunately, nature does not have a show schedule.
It's
not like Las Vegas where the birds will come out on the hour every hour or whatever it is. That's just not how it is. I got reminded of that lesson hard in Carlsbad Caverns. That one was the one that reminded me because I was expecting because we got to go to do the bird when they go out to hunt, not the bird, the bats. They'll go out to go hunt. They usually about dusk during for a good hunk of the year.
Yeah, right. Summertime.
They go hunting. They go out for their night of catching food and doing what bats do.
Correct.
And sometimes they all come out together. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes some come out. Sometimes they're like, I'm taking the night off. I'm going to hang in and watch a TV show or something. They don't always. They don't have a set. No one told them, it's 6 p.m. You're supposed to go out of the cave now so everyone can ooh and ah at you. So the one of the nights I went there, it was a little
slow.
Yeah, they all stayed in for TV dinners, and I don't know, American Idol was on or something big. Something was on that night that they didn't want to come out. I think we saw it, but that's wildlife in general.
There is on some of that. I'm glad you mentioned that because we do have kind of a deal where it's kind of routine is the fall migration of the cranes and the snow geese.
Yeah.
If you have not seen it, it's one of the coolest things to see. We get like about 25,000 sandhill cranes will arrive in October.
Yeah.
October, November, December, January, around there. And, for those on good seasons, for those who want to view that, we have a flight out in the morning where the birds are leaving the refuge to go out for feed. And then we have the fly-in, and as the sun's going down, they come back to the refuge. So it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, so the early morning, is that around dawn, or is that later or a little earlier?
Just as soon as the sun starts coming up.
Okay,
when the light starts
if you're an early morning person, then you might want to check out the morning. But if you like looking at the back of your eyelids at dawn, then come out for when they do it in the evenings.
And every year they have different spots where they like to congregate, and so if on those spots that are close to the road, you'll notice a larger amount of visitation because they'll be next to the side where people can see them, and so some of our locals who know the
good spots,
they start coming. The routines. They'll come in every afternoon driving just to see the flight,
just to come and it's part of their day.
Correct.
That's Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge.
Correct.
That's right.
It's home for wildlife. But we as people get to come and observe and watch, but that's why it's not like bottomless lakes. We don't want you swimming in the lake. We don't want you, doing the type of camping and things that you do over there. We want to preserve that place to keep it as minimal human contact or impact as possible.
Right.
We want to let nature do its thing.
Correct.
We, the humans, kind of keep, and really this is kind of the biggest job, and we'll get to the dragonfly here in a minute, but for the friends and for you and your staff and everyone that the biggest fight that they have out there is keeping the things that are native and the things that belong here there. But we have a lot of flowers, bugs, animals, and things that through various methods have now come to New Mexico that aren't native to this area. And some of them are very hardy in this climate, and they're crowding out some things that are native to the area. So the big fight really is keeping native, and keeping the foreign stuff from overtaking everything.
Yeah, and that's happening around the whole country. A lot of refuges. It's not our main.
That's
thing,
not unique to here.
But there's a variety of places that certain exotic animals or plants will get loose, and then they find the climate just suiting for them, and they start producing.
Sure.
And then before you know it, they're out competing.
Well, that's life. How life works.
Yeah.
That's how humans work. That's everything of life on this planet works. It finds way to grow and survive and adapt, and that's what happens.
It's called migration.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, and that's what Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is all about. That it's there to keep, to preserve, for us as humans to study and understand it better, and for the community to enjoy and see it without getting involved.
The refuge belongs. We're part of a network of refuges along the flyways, and our main priority at the refuge is migratory birds. But we do have a variety of other animals. We have endangered species that are found just in that area. So
got to protect them.
Exactly. So,
but one of the biggest public event out at Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is just around the corner here. The 2022 Dragonfly Festival is happening here that weekend of September 10th. That Saturday, September 10th, the main day. But it as it always is, it's a weekend event. We're gonna tell you more about them here in just a second. But some special stuff on Friday for folks. And then, of course, they do Sunday tours, too. If your Saturday's just too busy, they have it's way scaled back. It's not all the fun, all the different booths and things that are coming out. They're all there Saturday. They're not coming back Sunday. But some of the tour guides will be there, and they're going to do some more of the Dragonfly tours up until about noon that day. So if that works a little better, you can sign up there.
Yeah,
So.
and I'm glad you mentioned, the Dragonfly Festival. Like Mike said, we try to protect the area, and a lot of times another part of our mission is education. We're educating people here in Roswell in the local community that, hey, right next door, you got a unique, special place. I mean, a lot of diversity of wildlife, and we want to show off our stuff.
It's literally an entirely different world, and it's right in your own backyard.
Yeah, a lot of people are amazed when they find out what is actually living out there.
It's an oasis. Like, if you remember, people my age watching Looney Tunes as a kid, and you see Porky Pig or Bugs Bunny go through the desert, and then he hits this spot with these beautiful trees and water, and there's usually some fictitious mermaid or whatever out there. That's not there, but that's exactly what.
I don't know. I keep looking for that mermaid.
Some guy with a drink saying, "Hey, welcome." That's not there, but the rest of that is kind of what Bitter Lake really is.
It really is kind of. It is. We even use the theme Oasis in the desert as part of our film and orientation movie.
Yeah.
Going back to the Dragonfly Festival, is that we want to show everybody all this stuff, and we talked about diversity. One of the reasons why we have a Dragonfly Festival is that because we have over 100 different species just in that area of dragonflies. We have dragonflies that are supposed to only be found near the ocean because of Bitter Lake is highly saline. We have a group of dragonflies that will lay its eggs there on the refuge and then reproduce.
Nice.
Just a small population. And then we got the Pecos River, and we got natural springs popping out of the ground, and we got our regular marsh area. There's a lot of variety of water there that's what attracts.
It creates the different wildlife and species.
Correct.
Now, are there any breeds of dragonflies that are considered migratory, or are they all pretty much sticking?
I think there is. I'm not 100% sure, but I think there's like only one or two.
Because I know we've talked before, and I think this was maybe about butterflies, and they're migratory, but in a different way than you think. Yeah. Like the birds, they're making the trip north, but like some of these butterflies, it's like generational migratory, where these set of butterflies will get us here, and then they kind of die off and create the next group that gets the herd farther down.
Correct.
And so it's migratory, but it's a little different.
And I'm glad you mentioned about butterflies, because even though it's a Dragonfly Festival, one of our events that we've done in the last couple years that's real popular is we release monarch butterflies. Right now, across the country, monarch butterflies are
endangered.
Well, they're being considered listed as endangered because their populations are going down.
Yeah. But we're trying to do stuff to prevent it from going full into danger.
Correct,
basically.
and we're encouraging our communities to plant native plants, milkweed, butterflies. Kind of do some habitat type stuff in your home.
Sure.
But we're also encouraging that our friends of Bitter Lake have established a butterfly trail, and they've been planting some stuff to get. And we've seen monarchs starting to come on their own at the refuge. So
my wife did one in her second grade class where they got some of the butterflies, and they in the classroom they watched them, go from the larvae into the caterpillars and pupate into the butterflies, and then when they were ready, they released them.
Yeah, that's a cool. I used to teach, and that's a cool lesson.
Her
for
class
kids.
has been doing that for the last couple of years now. So
Sweet.
it's a cool thing. So.
Well, going back to the butterflies, if you're interested, on Saturday at 12:00 noon, we are releasing 200 butterflies.
This upcoming Saturday?
No.
Or on Dragonfly on Saturday.
On Saturday,
be part of
September 10th.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can sign up at the refuge for a butterfly if you have a child, grandson, or friend, or little kid you want.
They want to release one.
Yeah, exactly. You call up. You get a free ticket, and that ticket you'll have to pick it up at the visitor center. And the first 200 people that give us calls will get the butterfly tickets.
Okay.
And then they'll meet at certain locations. We'll tell you where.
Okay.
On Saturday, on the day of the festival, and at 12 noon we release them.
Oh, cool.
And if you don't have any kids and you want to see the butterflies, just to check it out.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So.
Do they do like all at one time, where each
No,
one
they
loses?
individual. It's kind of like a photo op for the kids. The kid will go.
I
out.
got you.
We
So
put
it's
them
not
on
like a sea of butterflies are going to come out. It's
Yeah.
one, two at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Cool.
So that's why we do different locations so that we can get more.
Well, and
you got 200 of them. That takes time.
Well, and I'm guessing this is the natural cycle of life. This place we're talking about here.
Right.
Butterflies aren't at the top of the food chain.
Correct.
What could happen is if you've got 200 butterflies going out, there's probably a lot of people or not people, but animals that think butterflies are pretty tasty.
Well, dragonflies.
Birds, dragonflies.
I've seen dragonflies.
And they're like,
after.
they're releasing the food. Let's go see. And so we don't want that either, where next thing you know, all these things come out, start eating butterflies.
But one thing is good. I'm glad you kind of mentioned that.
There's other things that eat butterflies.
There are, but
that's just like a sea of steaks flying out there for one of these. It's like, dude.
There is a defensive mechanism that the monarchs in particular have.
Okay.
They as larvae, as caterpillars, they eat milkweed plants.
Okay.
And they're very toxic. So animals, that's why they're so bright. The orange color is to warn everybody else.
Okay.
If you eat me, you will pay the price.
Gotcha. It makes sense. I didn't know if that was for mating with the colors, because I know sometimes in other birds and things
that's part of it too.
Yeah.
But the big part is a warning to the
Is a defense mechanism.
I've actually seen films where like a frog caught one and then they went into convulsions because of the poison. So they're very toxic.
Okay. So good tip. Don't try to eat butterflies.
Don't try to eat monarchs.
Other butterflies have a similar mechanism too.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool part about nature.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like. And this is why a lot of us, I'm sure you guys included, get fascinated when you watch like National Geographic and they've got those things about animals and their habitats and things. Like I did it on the radio here. I did a whole rant. I'd watch this video about Komodo dragons, and I was like, I knew I was aware of them, but I didn't realize how tough I'm of the opinion the scariest animal on the planet is the Komodo dragon. I've come to that conclusion. Thank God they're limited to where they're at.
Crocodiles and alligators are pretty spooky too.
Well, I think these things would take them. Like I'd even put a lion up against one of these things, and I'll give it to the Komodo. It's just because if they bite you, you're dead. Because there's so much bacteria in their mouth that it's poisonous when they bite you.
That's right.
They've got uber thick skin, so you can pound on them all day, and it's not going to affect them. They'll eat you dead. They'll eat you alive. They don't care. And they look like dinosaurs when they get big. They literally look like something out of Jurassic Park when they get big.
They are huge.
They're the most frightening thing, and they'll chase you. Like I've seen them watch and bite an elk and then just chase it until it died and then ate it. It'll eat other Komodo dragons. They're cannibal. They'll eat their young. Those things are savage. But anyway, back to dragonflies.
Yeah, wildlife is real fascinating.
Yeah.
So we could talk about a lot of other animals. But yeah, with time we have the Dragonfly Festival, we want to really promote it. Something that the public may want to know is on Friday, September 9th, we have a presentation in the auditorium at 6:30. It's free, but it's first come, first serve.
And this kind of unofficially kicks off Dragonfly Festival
exactly.
weekend.
We have a lady named Laura McCain, and she does raptors of New Mexico, birds of prey. So
Okay.
she'll have some hawks.
Not the dinosaur raptors
not
from Jurassic
exactly,
Park.
but
Not the Ford pickup truck
See, we're
either.
we're going back to the kimono dragon.
No. The birds of prey raptors. Yes.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, by popular demand, she's really good presenter. She knows her stuff on birds, and she brings live birds. She's got vultures, she's got owls and hawks, and it's really good for the kids up front. And the program lasts for about an hour. After that program, we'll have the Roswell Astronomy Club set up some spot and scopes.
Good deal.
It's really good out there because
Not a lot of the city lights don't impact it.
So they love it out there. And so if that's Friday, September 9th, free, but make sure you come early. It kicks off at 6:30, but as soon as the auditorium fills, we close it off. And the last couple of times it's gotten full. So
maybe get there 5:45 or so. Get there a few minutes early.
I would even
maybe 5:30. Get there. That way you got a good spot. And while you're there, just walk around and check out that immediate area.
We have the bookstore will be open,
And the
and the nature store you do some shopping. They got some unique things.
And that's a great
there.
way to support Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge.
Right,
That's run by the Friends of Bitter Lake. It's all the things you buy there. The money goes back into the programs and the conservation projects.
For conservation, for education. The biologist needs project stuff, money that comes
helps
to them.
to pay for the festival.
Yep, it does. Exactly.
And this is what and to be honest, it really serves as twofold because we do want the public. Bitter Lake is kind of that hidden gem where a lot of people either confuse it with bottomless lakes or don't realize it's out there.
Oh yeah.
And we want to just spread that word and say we've got this beautiful thing right in your own backyard that we would love for you to come and enjoy and see and preserve it. Obviously, because the idea is your grandkids need to be able to come out there and see it too.
And we've had people that have just shown for like the first time and they really fall in love with it. And many of them end up joining the Friends. And, they become, we had one guy, Bill Flint, he used to go take pictures and he became the president of the Friends. And he just really
I think
sponsored.
when you get out there and you see it, then people connect. It's like, oh, now I get it. I get the nature. I get why this is here and it makes sense.
Correct.
And then once they do it, it's like, I want to get involved with this. I want to, because I gotta be honest. I think you guys, when they get out there, they do projects that are really making a big impact, and it's one of those sense of accomplishments. Like, look, all we did was work on a dam here, or work on a trail, or something like that, or do, we did some weeding.
Yeah.
But that is such a difference in the ecosystem, and it like to get the most bang results for your buck. In something like you do something tangible and you can legitimately see the benefits of that labor.
Oh yeah,
right there instantly. And I think
just like even our butterfly trails that the Friends put together. For a while at the very beginning, we didn't track very many butterflies, but it wasn't the last 3 years. I'd say we've gotten a lot more variety of butterflies just in that little area.
Sure,
so it's kind of cool.
I'm curious. Real quick, I'm going to sidetrack us one more time, but in the same vein. Like I said, these are migratory animals and things, but if you're out there every day and seeing things, do you see patterns and things? Do you see certain animals?
Sure.
And you're like, oh, there's the guy who always, there's the geese that always comes this way. There's the, you know what I mean?
Pattern, yeah. You'll see, like, for example, like in the winter, you'll see a bird called a loggerhead shrike. You don't see it often, but it's a pretty bird. They'll be in the bushes. When it flies, it kind of makes it like a white and grayish flash. So you kind of know which ones they are. And they leave, and then the mockingbirds come in, and you'll see mockingbirds start. And you won't see very many loggerheads. So that little pattern, you'll see things like that.
We have the swallows that come in.
Okay,
they come in and nest right there at the nature store.
That's great. So they really come. They get close to the public.
Oh yeah,
as far as wildlife goes. That's
exactly. Yeah. That's good that Don said that, because right at the entrance of the door, you'll see
their nestings. Yeah.
So there's a reminder. All the wildlife out there is wildlife at the refuge. It's their place. They're just letting you come check it out.
Correct.
Yeah.
Remember that whenever you're out there,
we're in their home.
That's their home.
Yep.
You're visiting. You treat it like that. You don't go touching everything. You don't go, go rummaging through their stuff. That's like you wouldn't do it at someone else's house. You don't do it out at the refuge.
You're a visitor, like you said.
You don't disturb the plant life and things as little as possible. That's stay on the trails, things like that. Don't go wandering.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Hey, the other thing, let's go back, I guess, to the festival because we don't have time. But as far as on Saturday, the bird presenter that did the program on Friday, she'll be doing another repeat on Saturday at 2:00.
Okay.
In our auditorium. Same thing, first come, first serve. There's two other presenters in the auditorium that are going to be really cool. At 11:00, Justin Stevenson is going to be coming and talking about bats of New Mexico. He's a real good expert on bats, and it'll be interesting to hear what he's got to say about this COVID release stuff.
He'll tell you about Carl's bat.
Yeah, he'll talk about Carl's
he knows about those
and stuff. So he's going to be, and his program starts at 11. It's free.
Good deal.
So it's he's really, really good, real knowledgeable. And then at 1:00, for the first time, we're having a local photographer. Guy's named Jerry Holm. He has gone to the refuge. He likes going out there and just relaxing and taking pictures at times throughout the.
Taking pictures of life as it happens out there.
So he's kind of made like a journal of the refuge, and he's a great photographer. And what he's going to be doing, he's going to show his images of Bitter Lake, and then he's also going to try to teach you some tips on taking nature photography. He's a real good photographer.
So if you always wanted to do some of that, how to catch,
he'll give you some tips,
how to
some
catch
pointers.
those pigs, and good deal.
He's one of the. I've been in this business for a while, and he's a super photographer.
Well, anyone that has a passion for something, they always do a better job of teaching it. You know what I mean? And it sounds like this man has a passion for his photography and what he does.
Correct. So those three programs will be on Saturday. So they're free. First come, first serve.
Yeah.
Again, one time. I just go over it one more time. 1:00 is Jerry Holmes photography. 2:00 is the birds of prey, and then at 11:00 is the bat program. So those three. And you can get online to see if you forget. You get
is there
online.
a schedule of events there?
Exactly.
Is it at Friends of Bitter Lake?
You can go Friends of Bitter Lake, or you can go on Bitter Lake National Wildlife Refuge, and you can go on Facebook. We update a lot on Facebook.
Just do Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge on Facebook. Search it, and it should pop right up, and you can get all the information there.
Yeah.
And that's just part of what we're talking about, because some of the main stuff that's also part of the Dragon, that's traditionally always a part of the Dragonfly Festival. Of course, Friday night, like you said, you got the presentation at 6 there.
Correct.
And then the Stargazers will take over after that. But early Saturday morning, the early bird tour that starts at 6:30. It's about a 2-hour tour.
Correct.
And that's the one where you get to go out and see some
behind
of the
the
early
scenes.
stuff.
We go behind areas that normally are not allowed to the public. We have two volunteers, and they're expert birders. One of them is like almost like a professional wildlife biologist. He's really, really good. He's been there for years. Jim Montgomery, very, very knowledgeable. In fact, whenever we get new biologists, they always go to him for the information because he kind of
indoctrinates to the local lay of the land, so to speak. Here,
so he's really good.
That's cool.
On that bird, we are only running one van, and it'll be like a 12, 15, between 13 people on there. I think it's more than half filled. So
so there's still a little bit of room.
Yeah,
but don't wait.
Yeah, don't wait, because I'm sure that one's going to get.
These
full,
are free, by the way. Doesn't cost anything.
All you got to do is call,
none of them do.
Make reservations, and we'll put your name down.
Now, if 6:30 a.m. is not your cup of tea for on a Saturday morning, don't worry. There's lots of other tours. The early bird tour, that tour is only Saturday morning, 6:30 to 8:30.
Correct.
However, beginning at 8 a.m., they'll start the Dragonfly tours.
Yeah, that's our most popular tour.
Mm-hmm.
That one always gets booked on Saturdays.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah,
that's the first.
And that's why we do the Sunday tours. We just get the guides agreed to stay one because they come from different parts. Texas, they'll come from.
They just love the Dragonflies, love the
they're
refuge.
Just real dedicated.
This is their thing.
So they'll give the tours also at Sunday. Just three vans they'll take off. 3 different tours.
They're basically on the hour from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. on Saturday. Each tour is about an hour and a half, but they leave on the hour.
Yeah.
You do need to pre-register to sign up to get your time slot, but like Steve was mentioning, they fill up quick. So if you're very narrow-winded, like I can only do it at 10 or I can only do it at 8, then please go to Friends of Bitter Lake
Correct.
or go on to the Facebook, whatever, and reserve your time.
You can phone number down there that they can call.
575-625-4011 or 575-244-6256. Again, 625-4011 or 244-6256.
Correct. Right.
They also are offering the wildlife tours on Saturday, and
Correct.
those run about an hour and a half as well.
Yeah.
They'll leave every 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12:45, and 3 p.m.
Yeah, correct.
And those cover more just than the dragonflies.
Well, the dragonfly tours focus on just nothing but dragonflies.
Gotcha.
The wildlife biologist tour, we have our biologist that just knows the area very well, and they'll take you out to the refuge. And they'll tell you about our management, how we take care of, like for example, the salt cedar.
Yeah.
We get rid of that. He'll tell you how what our plans are in the future, how to work with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Water management. Because a lot of times people go out there and there's no water because we haven't filled the ponds yet. So we get the spring water and fill it up. Timing is a big critical deal. We have an endangered sunflower that's in the refuge. And it starts blooming right about the time the Dragonfly Festival occurs, and and even a little bit sometimes earlier, but normally about the time of the festival, and then afterwards. And if you hit it just right, it's really beautiful. It's really
so you get to see that on the wildlife.
Just
tour.
a whole acres of sunflowers all in blooming at one time.
Cool.
It's really, really cool.
News this hour
but
at
that's
townhall.com.
the water management. We have
I'm
to
Rich
have
Thomas.
water in
Bells
areas
have
at
tolled
certain-
across Britain in honor of the late Queen Elizabeth, and mourners flocking in huge numbers to the gates of Buckingham Palace. A short time ago, King Charles III arrived, getting out of his official Rolls-Royce, greeting the crowds. British Prime Minister Liz Truss says the Queen, in her 70-year reign, left an indelible mark on the nation.
Our country has grown and flourished under her reign. Britain is the great country it is today because of her.
The Queen died yesterday at the age of 96. Next in line to ascend the throne, the Queen's 73-year-old son, Charles III. He'll be delivering an address to the nation later today. The Justice Department is appealing a judge's ruling and name a special master to review the records seized by the FBI in the Mar-a-Lago raid. It's all nonsense. They'll never shut me up. The words of former Trump advisor Steve Bannon, pleading not guilty to charges of misusing funds that were donated for the construction of a border wall. Well, California can't seem to catch a break from bad weather.
Temperatures in the triple digits, a wildfire burning outside the city of Hemet, and now the threat of moisture from a Pacific hurricane is expected to bring threats of thunderstorms and floods. Firefighters are struggling Thursday to control the fire that's killed 2 people, forced evacuations, and producing smoke that could interfere with solar power production. Clouds from outer bands of the storm are also a potential problem for solar power, and the state's grid operators have again called for energy conservation. The storm is expected to lose hurricane strength before it sends a surge of moisture into California Friday evening. Keith Peters reporting.
Stocks higher on Wall Street so far this morning. The Dow up 127 points. The Nasdaq 138 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If you or a family member lived or worked at the Camp Lejeune military base from 1953 to 1987 and developed health issues that required hospitalization or extended treatment as a result of drinking toxic water on base, then you may be eligible to file a claim. Call BD Law Group now at 800-292-2972 to see if you qualify for compensation. Those who lived and worked at Camp Lejeune have shown an increased risk for several types of cancers and other serious illnesses. Female infertility, leukemia, kidney cancer, birth defects, lung cancer. Veterans, their families, military personnel, and civilian workers call BD Law Group now at 800-292-2972 to see if you or your loved ones qualify for compensation. BD Law Group will never collect any fees unless we win compensation in your case. Call BD Law Group now at 800-292-2972. Call 800-292-2972.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is stressing that his country will never give up its nuclear weapons needed to counter the U.S., which Kim accuses of pushing to weaken the North's defenses and eventually collapse the government. Kim made the remarks during a speech this week at North Korea's rubber stamp parliament, where members have passed legislation governing the use of nuclear weapons. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has appealed to the world to help flood-ravaged Pakistan. The UN chief visiting Pakistan, getting an up-close look at the devastation wrought by months of deadly record flooding. It's left 500,000 people living outside in tents. His trip comes less than 2 weeks after Guterres appealed for $160 million in emergency funding to help those affected by the monsoon rains and the floods that have caused at least $10 billion in damages and left 1,400 people dead. News and analysis, townhall.com. The feds say nursing homes and debt collectors are violating a law that bars them from requiring friends and family of residents to pick up the tab for the cost of the facility.
The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says friends and family members have had to declare bankruptcy, had their wages garnished, and their homes repossessed for unpaid nursing home costs. That's after they signed unenforceable contracts called admission agreements with nursing home facilities, resulting in them being held liable as third parties for their loved ones' nursing home stays. The Nursing Home Reform Act prevents facilities from requiring a person other than the resident to assume personal responsibility for any cost of the resident's care. I'm Norman Hall.
President Biden visits Ohio today. It's a groundbreaking ceremony for a new Intel computer chip manufacturing plant, a $20 billion facility to be located in suburban Columbus. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday, everybody. We finally made it. Hope you're having a delightful Friday thus far. Enjoy it. You got the weekend ahead of you.
That's right.
For most of us. Some of us got
coming off of a shortened work week.
True.
Got
short work weeks. Even though they're shorter, they're generally more impacted, labor intensive.
We're cramming more into less.
So therefore, the Friday after a 3-day weekend seems more special than an atypical just Friday.
I would agree.
So
yeah, it's concentrated, but you're doing more of it.
Yes. So drink it in.
The argument is, this was a big thing online recently, is would you rather work 5 8-hour days or 4 10-hour days?
4 10-hour?
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense.
Because I kind of work
10-hour days anyways.
Right.
I know. It's like, well, if we just knock one of those off, that'd be great.
Yeah. It's like, I'd be working less. Yes, I would enjoy that. Well, happy Friday. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day and got wonderful plans for the week. We got a busy weekend. We got football, high school football all tonight here.
Yep.
Of course, we will have Roswell at Los Lunas here on the radio on 106.5.
Right, radio only.
Yeah, radio only there. Art and Kelly traveling to Los Lunas. That's ProView territory, and they don't have room for our video people, so we're just doing radio for that one. Of course, the Goddard Rockets are at home for homecoming. We'll have that broadcast for you on our sister station 106.1 FM Faro for radio, video at ksvptv.com.
Yes, indeed.
And Bulldogs, 990 AM KSVP, and their FM translator in Artesia, 93.7 FM. You really don't pick it up here, so don't try bothering.
Yeah.
Just go online instead if you want to watch Bulldogs from down in our neck of the woods here, ksvptv.com. So
Southeastern New Mexico Sports Authority.
Yeah, so we got that. Of course, tomorrow we've got the Hometown Heroes Car Show happening at the Wool Bowl tomorrow. That gets underway about 10 a.m.
10 o'clock, 10 to 1. We'll be out there broadcasting live on 92.9 The Brand alongside our sister station, Fiero 106.1 from 10 to 1. So come on out and join me, VD. Lots of fun stuff for the kiddos. The car show, obviously, and the Hometown Hero celebration. So it's going to be a good time.
As they nominate their hero and everything else. Also, Dragonfly Festival going on this weekend. Of course, Richland's having their big barbecue cook-off tomorrow.
By the way,
you can still sign up for
available.
That.
Spectators welcome. Come on out and sample some of the fine barbecue.
Yeah. Matter of fact, you can also not only spectate, you can grill. They still have openings, and it's come how you come. However you barbecue, whether it's wood pellets, gas, electric, crock pot, they don't care. Get it there and get your sign up through rlchevrolet.com.
I want to see somebody show up with a shawarma spit.
There you go. Well, as long as it's brisket or ribs, that's got to be you're competing in brisket and ribs.
Can't really do that because I was thinking, traditional shawarma, you got to get the machete to cut the meat off with.
Of course, I guess you could skewer a brisket and try it that way, maybe.
Yeah, good.
I don't know how good it's going to be, but
it would be
low and slow.
It'd be a tough one to.
Well, if you cook it low and slow and everything in there, and I bet it'd be all right. I bet if you shawarmaized it, cooked it, I bet you could do it.
This brisket is sliced so oddly.
Because isn't shawarma cooked low and slow too?
I think so,
the lamb or whatever it is that's in there. Yeah, absolutely. So, by the way, there's also want to invite folks out to the Roswell Mall tomorrow. They're having a 9/11 tribute. Happening at the Roswell Mall beginning at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Speakers will be Mayor Tim Jennings, also Police Chief Phil Smith. Jim Ridgway will be doing the opening prayer. And I got to correct an error I made earlier in the week. Entertainers will include Malaya Juarez, who's Miss Teen New Mexico volunteer. You've probably seen her all over town because she's been all over town.
She's very busy.
Mary Gonzalez will also be performing, and I made a mistake. Mary Gonzalez, this is David Gonzalez's wife, not Johnny Gonzalez's wife. Johnny Gonzalez's wife, Johnny passed away several years ago. David passed away about a year or two ago as well.
Yeah.
But they're both named Mary Gonzalez. And so I saw Mary. My apologies. It is David Gonzalez, Mary Gonzalez, who is an accomplished singer and will be performing on
Fun fact,
tomorrow.
She was my choir teacher in high school.
Okay. So if you're wondering, why with that was my mistake. I apologize. I just saw Mary Gonzalez and went right to Johnny's wife first. So
it happens.
They're both named Mary. What are you going to do? Jack and Julie Ferguson with Mark Parham going to be performing as well. Also Howard and Nellie Becker. Dolores Walker and Billy Joe Montoya as well. Also, big shout out to the management at the Roswell Mall. Bob had left a message with me yesterday talking about the event and said they're going all out to decorate. Matter of fact, he said the manager where they're doing the actual right smack dab in the middle of the mall where they're doing the presentation tomorrow.
Right.
But they part of the decorating and stuff, they've got all the names of everyone who lost their lives on 9/11. There for everyone to see and stuff as part of it too. So the mall's really getting behind helping them make sure this event goes off well too. So love to invite everyone to come out. Again, it's tomorrow out at the Roswell Mall. It's right smack dab in the middle of the mall. So head towards the middle of the mall and you'll see the gathering there at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So if you have any questions, reach out to Bob at 575-910-4648. So,
there you go.
But yeah, I messed that up the other day. Wrong Mary. My apologies. I did not do that with evil in my heart. I apologize. I just, my brain engaged before my mouth, which, if you knew me, that happens quite often.
It's a pretty regular occurrence. We'll just call it morning radio in general.
I just like to call that Friday. But, and then, of course, I cannot continue this Friday show without thanking the fine folks at McDonald's for their delicious gift that they give us each and every Friday of McDonald's breakfast.
I haven't even perused the bag yet.
I haven't either. I got full into other things, but I've been enjoying my Coke Zero like nobody's business. I'm not a big morning eater.
Yeah.
On occasion I will, but I usually don't.
Right.
Except for Fridays sometimes. Usually around this time I'm like, I don't want an Egg McMuffin, then I'll go in there and grab one. But I have not had that hankering yet, but it's coming.
I can feel it.
Where your pretty little heads. I'll be eating that food pretty quick. But swing on by. You do not have to wait until you feel. Come on, go right now. Go to McDonald's. Go download the app. Order your food. You can even have it delivered. They got McDelivery on there. So if you're like, I'm so busy I can't leave, they'll bring it to you. But if you're like, I need to get out. I need to break away from the house, the office. I'm tired of looking at these same people. Go on down there. You can order through drive-thru. Or if you're like, I really don't want to hang out with these people, sit down and enjoy it right there at McDonald's.
That's right. It's your own little bastion of freedom.
Exactly.
Me time.
And you're earning free food while you're doing that, too.
Me time.
Yeah, that's right. Me time. There you go. I'm thinking. My brain's percolating for an idea.
Uh-oh.
We got to create a product for McDonald's, and we call it the McMe.
The McMe.
And what is the McMe? I don't know. What are you? Maybe we need it's going to be like Starlight Coke, where we just or Space Coke or whatever it's called.
The McMe. Maybe it's like a two-pack item, and we call it the McMe and you.
Like maybe your McMe is different than my McMe.
What about like you bring back the pull-apart donut, right? Maybe do something different with it. Maybe make it like jelly-filled donut holes or something, and you call it the McMe and you. Right?
McMac and me.
The McMac and me. A terrible, terrible movie.
Oh, yeah, you got to dig for that one. That reminds me, I saw a story, I think it was yesterday, on the internet. Apparently in September, like 14th or something like that. So I'm guessing next week.
Right.
Or maybe it's October. I got to go back and look. I apologize. McDonald's is offering for like one day only.
Yep, I heard about this.
A McDonald's treat from yesteryear. If you remember the McDonald's cheese Danish.
And I don't, because
I do.
It was from the 80s.
Yes, I do remember it. I thought they had an apple one too, like an apple one or a cheese one, but I could be wrong on that. But it literally was that Danish with that the little round thing in the middle with the cheese or cherry or whatever, but this was cheese. But for one day only, and I can't remember if it's September 14th or October 14th or something like that. They're going to be offering it at participating McDonald's. I'm not sure if any of ours here are going to have it.
Now, this says it's being added to the fall menu.
Oh, really? So when I read, said it was like a one-day only thing. It says
McDonald's newest item for fall doesn't have pumpkin or maple flavors. Rather, it's a nostalgic treat from more than 3 decades ago. Beginning September 14th, the chain is bringing back the cheese Danish. Let's see. It doesn't have any time as far as on it.
Okay. Well, maybe it's going to be longer than I thought.
Reintroducing its logo from the latest example of the fast food giant tapping into its nostalgia to excite customers. Pizza Hut recently turned back time. Oh, that's okay. McDonald's frequently brings back the McRib. Burger King recently. We're trying to yada yada. Cheese Danish. Yeah, it doesn't say that it's going to be available for one day. It does say it's going to be available all day.
Okay.
So maybe that's what you'd seen was all
maybe
day.
Maybe I misread.
Because I'm curious. I would really be interested to try a McDonald's cheese Danish. I've never been a huge fan of the cheese Danish. So
Roy, on September 14th or thereabouts on that Friday around it, I think we should order a couple cheese Danishes if they are available. If our McDonald's is participating, I'm not sure. But we will bust them out.
Why don't you just walk down and get us some of that Szechuan sauce? It seems easy enough to ascertain.
Allegedly, September 14th is when they come out. The cheese Danish. They're going to bring it back from McDonald's.
You know, I tried for so many times for weeks on end to get that pretzel chocolatey ice cream.
Oh, really?
But their ice cream machine, sadly,
didn't work
was
out.
not working in the morning.
If you were in real pursuit, one would say there's 3 locations in Roswell that you could get your
2
fix.
hands.
Oh no, I got it for myself. Don't
Right,
get me
that's
wrong.
what I'm saying. If you'd have to think that not all of the ice cream machines in Roswell will be shut down.
Yeah, you have to dedicate is what he's saying. You have to dedicate. You have to drive all the way to Artesia or points beyond. If you there's so many McDonald's. He's saying you should drive until you find one that has a working ice cream machine.
I had a Chris.
I sort of did that years ago. Do you remember the Mac coins? The Big Mac coins they put out? So I went to every single McDonald's in Roswell and did that. Got my Mac coin. I actually still have, I think, 3 of the 4. I think I gave one away, but yeah, I still have. Because it was the Walmart McDonald's at the time.
So how do the McDonald's coins work like coins in the military? And if you don't know what I'm talking about here, so when you're in the military, I think other organizations do, but it's common in the military. When you're part of squadrons or part of your units or things like that,
right?
A lot of times your unit or squadrons will have coins, or they'll give you a coin for, say, service in a particular theater of action or something, or an event that takes place. And it's like, oh, here's a coin for it. Or like, I was a stealth maintainer, so they had a stealth coin. I also have a squadron coin. I have a Secretary of Defense. But the whole thing behind the coins is basically one giant drinking game.
Oh, really?
It's really what it is. So the idea is when you go out to the bar with your buddies, and assuming your buddies of the same organization or group or, whatever it is. And so one person will coin the group and be like, all right, whip out your stealth coin. If you don't have it, you're buying this round.
Gotcha.
And so everyone pulls out their stealth coin, and the
so it's really
odd man out.
Big flex.
Yeah, it has to buy drinks. And then the other one's like, oh, I got you. I have a Secretary of Defense coin. Who's got one of those? And then you got to buy drinks.
I feel like Eagle Scouts do the same thing at like the malt shop. Pull out your merit badges.
Yeah.
All right, who's got woodworking? Slap it down.
So my question is, do the McDonald's, like you flip, who's got your McDonald's Big Mac coin? Nobody. Guess what? Lunch is on you, dude.
You would think it would. Yes. I'm gonna argue yes, because I'm the one with all the Mac coins. So yeah, let's go with that. Yeah,
well, you gotta
that feels
find
right.
people willing to play set game with you. If you don't, then you're going to buy a lot of your own lunches.
He who has all the Mac coins has all the power.
Controls the universe.
That's right.
That's right.
Snap my fingers. Half the Mac coins disappear.
Well, to quote Dirty Harry, you're a legend in your own mind.
I am inevitable.
Now, what I'm wondering is, does the South McDonald's, are they down to do the lunch for us, or is it just the UFO McDonald's?
It's just
UFO. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See,
because I actually come in from the South
on
my route too.
We can try that, but they will look at you funny.
And I never actually tried them before.
I wouldn't recommend it. Just
give it a shot next week. See what happens. Maybe you can double dip.
You should try the phrase, do you know who I am? And see how that works.
Don't you know who my father is?
See how that plays out for you. All right, we got the folks from the Chaves County Health Council joining us, and also, I believe, Martinez Flea Market. They've got an event coming up here, a fiesta with the Health Council that we want to put on people's radar. So they're going to tell us all about that here in just a little bit. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, along with the Town Hall Wall Street Business and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Weather getting a little interesting for the weekend, so let's take a look at it. Here is your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll start off the weekend with hot temperatures. It looks like mid-90s for the afternoon high today, but we do have some relief on the way with a cold front dropping in from the central states. Partly sunny today and a little bit breezy. Overnight, some clouds and upper 60s, and then about 90, and we should get some sunshine on Saturday. Maybe a few showers or thunderstorms, and low 80s Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 67 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 63%. Winds currently out of the south at 3 miles per hour. Today, mostly cloudy. The sun is out, but it is cloud covered at the moment. High of 93 expected, so it is a little warm. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Overnight low is 66 degrees. South winds at around 10 miles per hour. For the weekend, tomorrow, Saturday, during the day, looking pretty good. Partly cloudy, high of 88 tomorrow. Winds be out of the north at around 10 miles per hour. Then Saturday night and into Sunday, we see moisture entering the forecast, and looks like pretty good shots. We got a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms Saturday night, mainly after 7 p.m. Mostly cloudy otherwise. Overnight low of 64 degrees with east winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. For Sunday, we are also looking at a 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, cooler tomorrow. We're talking near 70. They don't say 70. They say high near 70. So we may not even get to 70 tomorrow, Sunday. Winds will be out of the north, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday night, we're also looking at a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 61. And even when you head back to work and school Monday, slight chance of some rain early, like before 7 a.m. Otherwise, partly cloudy, 87 for a high on Monday. All right, it is 23 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll talk with the folks from the Chaves County Health Council and the Martinez Flea Market, talk about their big fiesta coming up. Don't go away.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect, and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
From hot rods to low riders, classic muscle cars to exotics, some of the coolest cars in the whole state live right here in Chaves County. And you'll get a chance to see a whole bunch of them at the second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show, September 10th at the Wool Bowl, brought to you by your friends at Roswell Ford. It's a celebration of American car culture, a commemoration of 9/11, and tribute to local veterans and first responders. The Hometown Heroes Car Show is free to attend, and there'll be lots of fun for everyone, including jolly jumps, delicious food, and great music. And of course, some of the coolest cars to ever roll down Main Street. Visit RoswellFord.com to enter your vehicle. It costs only $25, and there'll be prizes and trophies for every category. And $1,000 to the overall winner. We're also taking nominations for Hometown Heroes. So if you know someone deserving of recognition, go to RoswellFord.com and nominate them. The Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 10th at the Wool Bowl. It's going to be a great event, so don't miss it.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
For over 40 years, Sierra Blanca Motors here in Roswell have been providing locals with quality vehicles and are committed to providing you quality vehicles and service for many years to come. No sales gimmicks, no inflated pricing, just a quality pre-owned vehicle listed at retail pricing or less. Have a used vehicle to sell? Get top trade-in value or an amazing cash offer today. Let Danny or Jose provide you a great car buying experience. Call 575-622-7907 or stop by Sierra Blanca Motors at 720 South Main Street in Roswell. Se habla español.
Another week of football action is in the books, and coming up this Friday night, your Goddard Rockets return home to the Wool Bowl, squaring off against the Patriots of Miyamura High. Chris Deck and Chris Roybal will have you covered with the pregame show beginning at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. Rockets versus the Patriots of Miyamura High, Friday night beginning at 6:45 on Fiero 106.1 FM and online at KSBPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 47.2% of all statistics are made up on the spot. Is this true? I'd say chances are about 50%. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:28, and joining us in studio this morning from the Chavez County Health Council, Joanne Lopez back with us, and also Hilda Linares. Did I get close?
Yes, that's right.
Good. Good morning, ladies. How y'all doing today?
Doing good.
Good.
Doing
Let's get
good.
that microphone a little closer to you there. That way they can hear you a little bit. She's like, no, you don't need to hear me.
I know. I told her. It also streams. She's like,
Oh, yeah, you can go back and watch it on the video here and tell your friends and all that good stuff. So, first off, good morning. And for folks that aren't familiar, Chavez County Health Council, well, the name, the kind of what they do is in the title of the name there. But I think you probably, if I mentioned this event, you probably know Health Council better. The Health Expo, which just happened here a couple weeks ago.
6th, yes, sir.
It's been over a month. Has it been that quick already?
It has.
Time's flown. But yeah, it's been about a month, and that's they do much more than that. But that's kind of one of the more public things that the Health Council does.
Yes,
and then,
sir.
of course, a lot of times they're the information resource for not only the public, but even for our healthcare community, the hospitals and things. They serve as a way to get information to them. Like you guys will host guest lectures and talks with healthcare experts that are really geared not so much for us, the public, but for the people that are treating the public.
Yes,
and that's
absolutely.
So you guys do a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
So.
And we also have the 211 program.
Yes.
That is a program of Chavez County Health Council.
Mhm.
And that is a resource hotline for Chavez County.
Yeah.
You dial 211, let us know what your need is, and we will match you up with some resources, and you do the work.
Absolutely.
But we can definitely help you. Call 211. If that doesn't work, call 575-910-0465.
Very good. And that's a is that a 24-hour hotline, or is that just a Monday through Friday?
No, it's not 24-hour right
Okay.
now, but if we don't answer, if you leave a message, you will get a call back.
Obviously, if you have a medical issue at 8 in the morning or late, it's an emergency, call 911. But if you are looking like, man, I need a certain type of doctor, I need a hematologist or whatever. Is there one here? Call 211 and they can help navigate that process.
And it's all sorts of resources, rent help, mortgage help, utility help.
Outside of
absolutely, it's not
actual
just
health
it's not just
care
physical
stuff.
health care.
Okay.
Yeah, it's whatever your
If you
need
have
is.
needs,
yes,
it
and
helps
if
with that.
I don't have the resource, we will definitely look for
Good
it
deal.
and see what we can find.
So you guys actually probably work in concert a lot with our various Harvest Ministries and our various thrift shops in town and all the other nonprofits in our community that help out and things like that.
We
Very
refer
cool.
the callers to them, and then the caller does have to call, let them know the story,
Sure.
and see who can help them.
Sure.
It has been mistaken. We've had a few callers call in thinking that we had the funds that we would assist with, and that's not the case. We are a resource.
You would love
hotline.
to do that, but
I would love to do that.
You
yes.
can't. What's the can't get blood from a turnip or whatever the old saying is. Yeah, you can't do it. Can't give you what I don't have. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, it's been a month already. It's hard to
already been
believe.
over a
But
month.
of course, the Chavez County Health now. This is the first time in a couple years that
Yes,
you guys
sir.
have had like the full blown regular health expo. The last
Yes.
couple years, you guys did an amazing job, but with COVID, you were kind of limited on what you guys
Yes.
can and cannot do. So it was very hybrid or virtual.
Virtual and then hybrid the next year.
But this last month, and hopefully for every year for the foreseeable
Knock on
future,
wood.
it will be more like you're accustomed to seeing the
I
Health
hope
Council,
so.
where everyone's
I hope so.
in one place, one
Because
location.
it was really, really amazing. We had over 800 people, and that's including vendors
Good.
through the door.
Good. So a good
that
crowd.
was really, really amazing. Sponsorship, it's the best that we've had so far.
Excellent.
Which we gave away 22 bikes and scooters with helmets.
Nice.
42 other prizes to kids and adults, ranging from passes, gift cards. The Spring River Zoo, we gave 2 passes for a family for a full year.
Nice.
And to the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center, 2 passes
Nice.
for a family for a full year.
Great family memories to be made at both locations.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not to mention getting outdoors and walking around or swimming and getting active and all promoting good health.
Absolutely,
So,
and
yeah.
a perfect time of the year.
Mhm.
Yeah. So those are really great giveaways. Through funding through United Way, we did receive a $5,000 grant.
Awesome.
And that paid for 24 3D mammograms for Chaves County
Nice.
residents that otherwise would not have been able to have
Absolutely. You
gotten a
might have
mammogram.
saved 24 lives there.
Absolutely.
Hopefully all 24 were clean and good to go, and we'll see you next time.
Right,
but if there wasn't, that might have just saved a life
and
there.
How awesome was that?
Yeah.
We did have 49 booth vendors for a total of 94 booths set up. So
great.
That it was a full
So
house.
it was a space was at a premium at the event.
Yeah, it was a full house. It was really nice.
Good.
I do want to mention our sponsors. Just give them a big thank
Absolutely.
you because none of this could have happened without the sponsorship.
And these names you're going to hear, you hear a lot in events like this.
Yes,
just
you do.
want to point that out. These
You
are
absolutely do.
businesses that really invest in our community.
Yes,
So.
thank you. Eastern New Mexico Medical Center,
Mhm.
Humana, Western Sky Community Care, Boys and Girls Clubs of Chaves and Lincoln Counties, Chaves County DWI Program, Character Counts in Chaves County, and they also serve as our fiscal agent.
Okay.
Bewitches Sandwiches, Chimera, Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Mexico, Olympian Academy of Cosmetology, Chaves County CASA Program, City of Roswell Parks and Rec, Eastern New Mexico University Roswell, New Mexico Department of Health, New Mexico Department Rehab Center, Be Well New Mexico, Southern Area Health Education Center, Center for Health Innovation, Alzheimer's Association, the New Mexico chapter, Familia Dental, Interim Healthcare Home Care, Loveless Regional Hospital, Crumlin Auto Group, and La Casa Family Health Center.
Awesome.
And all those sponsorships is what made the event happen.
There would be no Health Expo without
is
their
no way.
support
There
and
is
without
absolutely
their
no way.
donations and their
Yes.
contributions.
Every
so.
penny that came in, we spent down to the cents.
Good.
Yes.
Good. And all went to help.
Yes,
help
and all
Chaves
worth
County
it.
residents. and
Absolutely.
things.
It
Yeah.
was really a great event.
Two things came out of that I got a question. One, you said Bee-Witches. Like, man, I just realized it's been a couple weeks since I've had a Bee-Witches. Note to self, get a Bee-Witches sandwich this weekend. But the second part I wanted to ask is, of course, Boys and Girls Club partnered with you, and, of course, they sponsored the fun run before.
They sure did.
Have you heard by chance how they did?
You know what? I haven't talked to him
Okay.
since.
Next time I talk to them, I'll go.
I did go out there,
Yeah.
and there was quite a few people out there,
Good.
and I just went back in because I didn't want to be mistaken for a runner.
Sure, you're right. I'm not running.
Nope.
I'm running around in here.
Yeah.
I did a 50K in the building here.
But it looked like it was a good outcome, and I haven't. It's a shame I haven't talked to him since, but I do
Good
need
deal.
to get in touch with him and find out.
Well, they're another great organization, the Boys and Girls Club, and
Absolutely.
they've been really gearing up here.
You bet.
But by the way, if you're needing help as a family with, like, I'd say childcare, but it's much more than that because it's not really childcare.
yes.
It's learning and all that. They have an amazing after-school program. Depending on where your child goes to school, they even offer transportation from the schools to the Boys and Girls Club facility there. So, and it's very affordable. I mean, they do charge. But if finance are an issue, they can help out with all that stuff, and so money's never the problem.
Right.
But they got to collect some money because it does cost them to do things,
absolutely.
and they're a nonprofit like the Health Council and
Yes.
everything else, and so they can't do the good without people giving them money to do the good.
Absolutely. And, the after school programs, they learn. It's not just, like you said, babysitting.
Mhm.
They have programs to where that enlightens.
Yeah,
students.
they help it. Like from every time I talk to their people, they always say, like, when the kids get there after school, the first thing they do is, all right, let's work on homework. You know what I mean? Before they get into, I think they may have a snack before they get into homework, but it's right there.
Yeah.
Well, you can't be a brain on an empty stomach.
Absolutely.
You got to have
Absolutely.
get some crackers or something. Let's
You betcha.
do this. But yeah,
And it's an awesome program. My boys used to go there some odd years ago.
Okay, so you're very familiar with it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, they were really
and I
nice.
imagine that your kids probably have memories, from
yes.
those times.
Yes.
Like, or they had a life moment and they said, "Well, I remember in Boys and Girls Club we did this."
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
absolutely.
You
So
bet.
good deal. So I'm glad to hear that it was a success. Thank you to every single entity that supported and
Yes.
sponsored the this year's health fair. Thank you to all the 800 plus people that came out and was a part of this event. And good news is it's not going away anytime soon.
No,
Look
sir.
around August of next year.
Yes, sir.
We'll be doing this again.
Yeah.
So if you missed out, then reach up, hit the Health Council, and say, you know what, I just slept on this year. But you know what? I want to be full involved for next year, and it's not too early to get on that radar for that.
Right.
Because when they gear up here, probably pretty quick. When
We're definitely starting earlier this
planning for next year. They're going to be reaching out to you and saying,
Yes,
"Hey, you'd
sir.
like to get a booth," or "Hey, you want to sign up, volunteer."
Yep.
Always looking for more people to be a part of the council as
can
well
never get
here.
enough.
So
yes, sir. And
speaking of, that's why Hilda, I'm thinking
Yes,
you got
sir.
recruited.
And I would like to invite the public. Our meetings are open to the public. The Health Council meetings are the second Wednesday of each month.
Okay.
So this coming Wednesday, the 14th, we do have a meeting
a week
at
from
noon.
next Wednesday.
This
The next
coming-
Wednesday
yep.
coming up. Okay.
And our meetings are, you can go in person at 500 North Main,
Okay.
Suite 102, or you can attend via Zoom.
You got a Zoom link as well?
Yes,
Okay.
we are remaining hybrid.
Okay. If someone wants that Zoom link, it would maybe shoot you a message to the Health Council Facebook or something?
You can go through Facebook. You can call 211.
Oh, they'll get to do that
Yes.
too as well. Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, perfect.
And we can get you that Zoom. But
Okay, so
we
if you want to be a part, but you can't be physically at the meeting, that's a great way to
Absolutely.
to learn about what's going on.
Yes, and the meetings are at noon and 1 hour. So
Good. So you get back to work, or
absolutely,
you go
yeah.
and
Bring your little bag lunch, and get on Zoom, and you got it made.
Nice. Make something that is going to make everyone else jealous. If you're going to do that. It's like,
Exactly.
man, he's got steak. What's up with that?
Right.
I just got these ramen noodles.
And we are always recruiting new members that would like to be a part of the Health Council. One of our latest members is Miss Hilda Linares.
Mhm.
I'll mess the name up.
It's my fault. I messed everybody up.
She is with the Martinez Flea Market.
Yeah, they're on Sunset. Yeah.
This connection actually came from the Health Expo.
Okay.
So, that networking, I'm telling you, it does a
Well,
world
that's
of
what
good.
it's a community organization that's really run by the community, and obviously Martinez Flea Market. I've been here since 2000. That thing's been around then, so I have no idea how long it's been around. But it's a staple in Roswell. It's been here probably as long as Roswell. Who knows? I have no idea, but I know it's been here longer than I have.
See, and I unfortunately, I've been here over 30 years. I didn't even know about it, but she can explain the history of it. And
I used to live over by there, so I pass it all the time. So I knew it was on my radar for years there. So. But first, before we talk about the event, do a little plug for Martinez Flea Market. Tell folks what folks can find there.
Okay, we have several vendors. We're a small little community of vendors.
Mm-hmm.
It's an outdoor market. It has been around for about 50 years.
Okay, I knew it's been around a while.
I wish I could say like 70-some years so I could say that the aliens were going to the market and they crashed.
That's right.
On the way.
They didn't crash. They stopped here.
Yeah.
Picked up some few trinkets and some memorabilia.
Yeah, but that's where they were
souvenirs.
heading.
Yeah.
I want to think that. But anyways, we are a small group of. It's mom and pop shops.
Sure.
They're small,
Family businesses. Yeah.
Yes, they're
Family.
small,
Yeah.
and they're all individually owned. So they're some open on certain days, some on other days. But we're open Saturdays and Sundays. Mr. Martinez is the owner, Jesus Martinez, and he's a little shy, but he said thank you for giving us this time.
I'm assuming his family he's not the originator, is he?
No,
he had
it was Dalton's.
Okay,
It was
Dalton
Dalton's
originally.
Flea
All
Market,
right.
yeah.
Now are that related, or did Martinez take it over? Okay.
No, Martinez bought.
Okay, there it is. I was
bought it
trying to
out.
because I know it's been there forever, and now when you said Dalton's, like, all right, now I got to get my name straight. Hold on, but yeah, it's kind of like if you go like on a Saturday or Sunday, it's cool because you don't know what you're going to see. It's like a new experience every time.
Every time.
So
every time.
So pro tip: if you see something you want, you better buy it then.
Right.
Yes, there's no
Because it may not be there the next time you come back.
And when she gave me a tour, there's even a restaurant there.
Yes, the restaurant is amazing.
Good deal.
A new family has taken over that restaurant.
Okay.
They're Tacos El Pariente.
Okay.
And
Do they have a like a recommend? Like if you first timer, would you recommend a certain order?
everything is delicious.
You
but,
just get tacos. It's called tacos. Get
but
tacos.
they put a twist on hot dogs.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on out.
All right.
Come on. I'm not going to say any more. Just everything looks
Did they make a
amazing.
taco hot hot dog taco? I'm down with that. I am so wanting to try that.
I'm gonna have to try it.
I'm down with a hot dog taco. That sounds delightful.
I wouldn't have thought that.
I would. I think
it's a fiesta in your palate.
I love when you
just really good.
fuse cultures of no, let's face it. No one's talking gourmet when we talk hot dogs, right?
Right.
You know, so to put it in a taco, you know, it's kind of it elevates the hot dog game situation here. You know,
interesting.
I like it.
That can really be good.
Now, is that a crunchy shell?
No,
it's a soft shell. Okay. Okay.
It's a hot dog.
So it's more hot dog than it is taco, but it's maybe got taco flavorings.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking more in a vision of a taco, but it's more of a hot dog that's taco-like.
Yes.
Okay, now I got it. Okay.
Got it.
I was going the other way. I was thinking it was a taco that had hot dogs in it, but it's actually more of a hot dog emulating a taco.
I am so confused.
Yes,
I'll just
but the
have to buy
hot dogs
one.
and they have different salsas. It's
We'll
really,
call it,
really
till everyone goes, we'll just call it the Enigma. And if you want to know what it really is, you got to go
There you go.
to Martinez Flea Market and see it for yourself and try it for yourself. Come out this Saturday.
Yep, they can come out this Saturday.
Tomorrow.
Yep, let them know.
that's right, it is tomorrow, isn't it?
Tomorrow
Today's
we're
Friday.
having this. It's a fiesta. So
Okay.
We want to. The reason for this is to thank the community
Okay.
for their support. So we're gonna have piñatas breaking every hour.
All right, and you know when that means kids and candy. So come on
bring out
down.
the family. It's
Yeah.
a free event. We're going to have search and rescue out there, and they're going to
cool.
have a raffle. Very interesting.
All right.
Our sheriff said he will be there.
Oh, Sheriff Mike Harrington will pop in. Good deal.
He'll be there.
Awesome. He's always fun to talk to.
Yes. The Red Cross is back in.
Yes,
Roswell.
I've actually interviewed.
They will be there.
We've had the gentleman on a couple times.
Yep.
They're setting up shop where the Literacy Council
Right.
building is. Was it 10th Street there? Yeah, it's. So they're back in town. You're right. Yeah.
And they're back in town, and they're going to be there.
Good.
And also we have the mobile vaccine unit.
Okay. So they're going to be doing vaccines and things
Yes.
too
Yes.
for folks that flu shots and COVID boosters.
COVID for sure.
COVID
I
boo-
do not know about the
Okay,
flu.
but definitely COVID boosters.
for
If
sure.
folks
Definitely.
want to get one of those, they can come on by and try the hot dog, the taco, hot dog taco. What it is, we
Yes.
don't know. The Enigma.
I'm gonna have to try it. I'm really interested in it.
Well, if you can, if the sheriff shows up, steer the sheriff to get one and then take a picture of him eating it so we can all enjoy the picture of the sheriff eating the hot
Absolutely.
dog
We'll
taco.
talk to
I'd like
you.
to see
We'll
that.
talk to Sheriff
And
Harrington.
I know he's getting keto now and he's getting all slim and trim, but maybe we can convince him into eating a hot dog taco.
I'll definitely.
He'll do a picture for us.
I'm sure. I'm like, you could just do the photo up and hand over the
Yeah, tell
and
him-
hand it over.
Tell him Mike Winters made him do it, and he can yell at me later if you need to throw somebody under the bus. He'll do that.
All right.
But what time does everything start tomorrow?
It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay, and again, it's at the Martinez Flea Market, which
Yes.
is right off of Sunset.
2200.
Yeah, if you're heading from 2nd Street and you hit the Hondo Lions ball field, you went too far. Turn around, come back.
Yep.
Well, so it's before those, but it's
Across from the Allsops? Is it
Across from the
street?
yeah, it's from the. I couldn't remember if it was right in front or a little bit farther north of it, but it's right in that ballpark there. You'll see a sign.
Sunset and Poe.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah, Sunset and Poe,
There you
right
go.
there.
There you go.
And if you're coming from 2nd that way, it'll be on your right there. But if you're coming from like the airport that way, it'll be on your left there.
And if you
so.
sing, come out because she's going to have karaoke.
We're going to have karaoke.
Okay,
the prize
great.
for the karaoke, 50-inch smart TV.
Nice. So good deal. So hopefully your entertainments are good enough to get you some free entertainment. So
Yeah, so we will have a live band. We will have a DJ. The piñatas, that's our thank you to the children.
awesome. So come out and have a good time, have a little party, a little fiesta here.
Yes,
come enjoy some
definitely, it's a
foods
fiesta.
and do a little shopping, and of course bring the kids so they can get pounds of candy from the piñatas and all that good stuff. Yeah, and just
And-
Now, is
and
there
then get
gonna
those
be-
flu shot or get those COVID shots and get all that stuff done
Absolutely.
here. Yeah.
Is there going to be animal adoption?
Yes. Peace
Oh,
of
good.
Mind. Peace of Mind Rescue
Oh, good.
is out here,
And
and
so
they're going
they'll-
to have cats and dogs.
Good
and it's
deal.
going to be an all-day adoption for them because they'll
Okay.
be with us in the morning, and then in the afternoon, in the evening, they'll be at the Tractor Supply.
Oh, good. So if
So-
you miss them at Martinez Flea Market, then head them out to Tractor
Yes,
Supply
let's
and you'll
get-
find
let's
them
get
there.
our furry friends.
So if you
Forever
happen to
home.
see one in the morning you fall in love with, go
You want to
home,
get them.
talk with the family and all that, and then go back later today and
Absolutely.
pull the trigger and make that adoption.
Yes, adoptions, and they even have plans for fostering.
Okay.
So let's get
Oh,
some of
wow.
these. Let's get some of these pets.
One, just please note, want to remind folks that because of city ordinance, whenever you get these pets, they will have to go get chipped for microchip for names and spayed or neutered as well too. So I'm sure with usually the rescues always
They
fall in
usually,
compliance with whatever the city ordinance is at that time.
Absolutely.
So please, we'd love to have you take but be fully committed. And go ahead and do those proper things. That way it
Absolutely.
keeps you from out of trouble, and it could end up saving your pet's life. That dog or cat ends up getting out, and that microchip might be the difference
You
between you
bet.
getting that pet back and never seeing it again.
Right.
So
So
do
we
that.
anticipate it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, sounds like
invite
it.
the public. Come on out.
Come on out and have
That'd
some
be-
food. And if you've never been before, come out for the first time. Obviously, do some shopping. You're going to find some unique, whether it's home decor. It's something unique every
Everything.
time. It could be anything. It could be clothing, jewelry, to decor, to,
Shoes.
is there any produce or any of that kind of stuff that ever show up from time to time? Or
Occasionally, yes, they do.
Okay, I didn't know if you had a few tamale makers out there that like to sell tamales or.
Well, that's not produce.
Anybody
but
that
I'll
has
take that
any, come on
anytime.
Yeah, I just wondering,
Man, you're getting me
everyone's got
hungry.
secret recipes. I'm like, hey, let
There's
me
hot dog
let me
taco,
throw a couple dozen of these tamales out here and see what happens.
Wow. We should find someone that sells tamales.
It's I'm a hound
Anybody
dog.
does, come on out. We do still have room for vendors.
Okay, so if you'd like to
come
be a
out.
part, come reach out. Probably want to do that before Saturday. Before today. Yeah, you come out today.
Last moment, but
Yeah.
they have tables out there already set.
Okay.
You just bring your table
Of course,
covering.
if it's too late for this time, then like you said, you do it every Saturday and Sunday. So maybe
out there.
Yeah, come on out. If it's not for this Fiesta weekend, come out during the regular
Yep,
weekends and do some
absolutely.
shopping.
Yeah, and for
do some
Halloween,
vending.
we'll do a trick or treat street.
Oh, good
in
deal.
October.
What's I know pinatas are more parties, birthday parties, but like, are they acceptable Halloween things? Or are you supposed to go out and earn your candy? I don't know how. What's the rule on pinatas at Halloween? I don't know.
Well, we won't have piñatas for the Halloween.
Okay,
It'll be
I know that's
trick or treat.
more holiday, Christmas or
Yeah,
birthday
yeah,
parties.
yeah.
Right.
But I didn't know.
I
And I'm
just-
like, candy.
We'll
I
just
feel like-
have trick or treat. Our vendors will give
Okay.
candy.
I didn't know if
and-
like in lieu of costume, I want to beat the snot out of this thing to get my candy. Can I do that?
You know what? I guess you could. I've never known of a piñata for Halloween, but hey.
I'm just saying, why,
there's taco hot dogs, so why not?
Like we're fusing everything. Why not fuse? We could keep a Dia de los Muertos theme with a piñata or something.
Yeah,
Kind of.
absolutely.
We just had Old Man Gloom burnt up here a week
Right.
ago or so. Maybe
Right.
let's
You're
combine
trying to
all
put
of
it
it together,
together.
and
Right.
There's
it's
New
all
Mexico.
about
We have a new
big puppets
fiesta.
and candy. I mean, why not?
Heck yeah.
But the
New
market,
Mexico Afayette. That's what we'll
There
call
you
it.
go.
There we
There you
go.
go. I
There we
love
go.
it. Love it.
Which basically means put green chili on it, but sometimes that means things different.
You're killing me here.
Good deal. But that's coming out
Tomorrow.
to Martinez Flea Market tomorrow. Like I said, it's right there on. Is there an actual address?
Yes.
2200 South Sunset. If you want to put it in your GPS there, but it's there on Sunset. If you're coming from Second, it'll be there on your right. If you're coming from the base, that area, it'll be on your left
might
there.
give them your phone number in case they
If anybody has any questions or anything.
Sure. Area code 720
Okay.
926 0789.
Very good. Does Martinez Flea Market have like a Facebook or social media
Yes, they do.
presence that people
Yes,
can go
yes,
to?
yes.
So look for Martinez Flea Market on Facebook, and you can like and follow. And that way, whenever there's updates or anything, or like say this Saturday we got a special vendor or special event, you're in the know, and that way you
Absolutely.
know about it. And of course, if you have more questions about tomorrow's fiesta, I'm sure you'll find it there at the Facebook page.
Yes.
As well too.
Get your singing voice ready. And
Absolutely.
Yes,
and of
come on
course, if you're interested in being a part of the Chaves County Health Council, volunteering to serve, I know we're now that it's the calm after the storm now.
oh my goodness, let me tell you.
we had a great successful
Wow.
event, and now we're gearing up for the next thing next year
Yes,
and all that.
sir.
But
Yes, sir.
but we need a stable of volunteers that are ready to come and help and plan.
Absolutely.
So come out next Wednesday to the next meeting here, or
Yes,
get the
sir.
Zoom link to
Yes,
come out and be
sir.
a part.
Again, they can call 211 or 575-910-0465 to
Yeah.
get the Zoom link or attend in person, 500 North Main, Suite 102.
Okay, perfect. Come on out. And what time again does that start?
At 12 o'clock noon.
High noon.
High noon, I'm
Try
telling
it.
you.
Bring your duster and your hat
Bring your steak.
and your spaghetti western music. But anyway, very good. Is there anything we missed? Any information we didn't get the chance to talk about that we wanted to?
No.
No? All right.
I think we're good.
Well, if you have any questions, come out to Martinez Flea Market Saturday, and they'll answer all of them for
Absolutely.
you. So now that you're health counsel, you're going to have to answer health counsel questions while you're out there.
We plan on partnering.
we got a lot of things moving around. Our wheels are turning.
Of course, it's not like, all right, you've had too many of those tamales now. You should only, maybe stick to two.
Can you really? I don't.
You should only have 2, not 12.
I think I can eat
There's a dozen, but they're for more than one person.
I'll hide them.
That's right.
In my closet.
That's just good help there. So, but thank you, ladies. Have a great weekend.
Mike, for having us.
Anytime. We'll see you next time. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. It is 7:53. Let's pause for news and commercials to pay for my tamales. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Carlsbad is on a weed blitz. Planning Director Jeff Patterson has sent a letter to the community asking property owners to begin taking care of their overgrown weeds. Patterson says unkept weeds can grow to an enormous size and cause serious fire safety hazards, especially when they dry out and die. The city also asking residents to report high weeds by calling 887-1200 or by filling out a report online at cityofcarlsbadnm.com. And the City of Roswell's Keep Roswell Beautiful program has been awarded a state grant to fund a number of projects designed to beautify and enhance the city. The State Tourism Department awarding Keep Roswell Beautiful more than $49,000 through the New Mexico Clean and Beautiful Grant Program. That program supports projects and initiatives that contribute to preventing litter, reducing waste, beautifying communities, and empowering youth to make positive changes in their communities. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll start off the weekend with hot temperatures. It looks like mid-90s for the afternoon high today, but we do have some relief on the way with a cold front dropping in from the central states. Partly sunny today and a little bit breezy. Overnight, some clouds and upper 60s, and then about 90, and we should get some sunshine on Saturday. Maybe a few showers or thunderstorms, and low 80s Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report.
The Eastern New Mexico State Fair, a celebration of 100 years, is happening October 3rd through the 8th, and we want to see your arts and crafts creations. Turn-in dates for arts and crafts entries will be September 23rd and 24th from 9 to 6, and the 25th from 1 to 6. Baking entries are due October 1st from 9 until noon. Flower Show A turn-in times will be October 2nd from 8:30 to 11:30, and Flower Show B turn-in times are October 6th from 8:30 to 11:30. Log on to enmsf.com to download this year's fair book or call 575-623-9411. Ad paid for by the City of Roswell Lodgers Tax.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect, and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
The Yucca Blossom Summer's End Extravaganza is fun for the whole family. They have 90-plus booths to shop, a variety of food trucks to fill your belly, and an array of amusing activities for the kiddos, including face painting, bouncy houses, rock climbing, quad power jump, and live music from the County Line Band. Mark your calendars for Saturday, September 17th from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. and Sunday, September 18th from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2022.
Hurts in the gun for the Eagles, coming left to right in the green shirts.
Only heard here.
Snap is back, little read option. He keeps it up the middle and runs slam into a wall and loses yards.
All season.
Micah Parsons.
Sunday night, it's your Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Live from AT&T Stadium
on this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pregame at 5:30, kickoff at 6:30 on Southeastern New Mexico's official Cowboy station, 92.9 The Brand.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
Sorry, didn't mean to rain on your birthday parade there. Good morning, it is 8:58. Sorry about, I don't know if we're having, if the folks at Westwood One, the town hall folks are having some technical issues. I noticed during the news at the top of the hour he was having problems. And then the Wall Street business update, that's not live. The news at the top of the hour is just inside baseball. But the news at the top of the hour, they do live, and we just pick up that feed. But these, they record like, at certain time each hour. And then we have computers that pick it up and record it and then play it back for us when we deem it ready to play back. But this one, so I'm wondering if they're having issues on there, because whatever it recorded at that time was, well, you heard it. It was nothing. So I don't know. We'll find out in our news here in just a second. But I apologize for that. I don't think that's on our end. I think that's their stuff. But anyway, we're getting ready to get you into that news. Stay tuned. Next hour, we're going to replay our interview with Andrea Moore from the Roswell Chamber. She joined us Wednesday, give us an update on all things coming up. So a lot of stuff happening this weekend she's going to put on your radar if you don't already have it on your radar. So we'll play that interview for you next hour. It is closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News. That's me knocking on wood. Hopefully coming up next. We'll be back. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. An outpouring of grief and love overflows for the late Queen Elizabeth as the people of Britain pay tribute to the UK's longest reigning monarch, who died yesterday at the age of 96 and who had spent a remarkable 70 years on the throne. The BBC's Johnny Diamond following developments in London.
Across the country, in churches and cathedrals, bells rang out at midday to mark and mourn the passing of the sovereign. Great streams of people flow towards Buckingham Palace, some holding flowers, some to see the scene, all to mark the moment and pay their respects. King Charles has made his first appearance since his mother's death, briefly greeting dignitaries at Aberdeen Airport before boarding a plane to London.
And as he arrived at Buckingham Palace, the King stepped out of his official vehicle to greet the crowds. Prime Minister Liz Truss speaking at a special session of Parliament held to pay tribute to the Queen.
Her late Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, was one of the greatest leaders the world has ever known. She was the rock on which modern Britain was built.
And now Britain waits to hear from the new sovereign, King Charles III, expected to address his nation and the world before the day is out. As the southern border crisis continues to worsen, Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis is taking action. He plans to start busing illegal aliens who arrive in Florida north to Delaware. 2 Cobb County, Georgia sheriff's deputies have died in the line of duty. They were shot and killed while serving a warrant in suburban Atlanta last evening. 2 suspects in custody. The ambush occurred in the Marietta area. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 358 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, I'm Al Abaroa, founder of Knight Strategic Wealth.
Inflation is a problem, markets are volatile, and the risk of running out of money in retirement is real. That's why I love annuities, and you should too. Your financial advisor doesn't want you to know that with our annuity strategy, when the stock market goes up, you earn a market-linked return that locks in every year, and when the stock market goes down, your annuity won't lose a dime. There are no unnecessary fees, and it works for your investments, money at a brokerage firm, or even money at a bank. It's simple, it's safe, and you should only invest if you learn the facts. And that's why savvy investors work with us. Want to learn more? Text FREE to 833-898-0500, and we'll send our retirement readiness kit directly to your phone right now. If you want to use safe, low-fee annuities to build a retirement portfolio that will go up with the market and never lose money, get our retirement readiness kit today and see how this strategy can help secure your future. Text FREE to 833-898-0500. Text FREE to 833-898-0500.
The future of European energy supplies discussed at a meeting of EU government ministers.
Summer is pretty much over in most of Europe, and as temperatures cool and winter approaches, people are bracing themselves for an unprecedented rise in their gas and electricity bills. And this presents a headache for those who govern them. Some countries favor putting a cap on the amount paid to Russia for its gas. Others want to tax any excess profits made by power generators and use the money to subsidize household bills. Achieving consensus at today's European Union meeting won't be easy, nor will implementing whatever measures are decided on.
The BBC's Paul Moss. More heated rhetoric coming out of North Korea, where dictator Kim Jong-un insists that he will never give up his nuclear weapons. He says they're needed in order to deter U.S. aggression, claims that Washington is out to topple his regime. News and analysis at townhall.com. Another shooting in a community still reeling from a massacre at a local school.
4 suspects are in custody after 2 people were shot in Uvalde, Texas Thursday. Police say the incident at Uvalde Memorial Park was believed to be gang-related. Texas Governor Greg Abbott released a statement saying gang violence has no place in Texas. Abbott says he's sending 6 additional state trooper units to Uvalde to coordinate with anti-gang efforts with city authorities. The small Texas city was the site of a deadly shooting in May that left 21 people dead. Students in Uvalde returned to school this week. Tasha Stevens reporting.
Quoting former Trump advisor Steve Bannon, it's all nonsense. He's pleaded not guilty to charges of misusing funds donated for construction of a border wall. The former presidential aide appeared in court in New York yesterday to answer state charges. Federal case was dropped when Mr. Trump granted Bannon a pardon. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Yes.
Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're having a good one.
Mm-hmm.
A good one. Ooh, I'm going to eat this hour. I'm going to play an interview, and I'm going to go eat a sandwich.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
I haven't dug around the bag still.
I still haven't either.
Mm-hmm.
I've been sitting right where I'm at this whole time.
You really have.
I did stand up right here, but I have not moved from this area.
Oh yeah, when
since about 6:45 this morning.
When the cameras and the mics go off, Mike does nothing but squat thrusts.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and burpees. He does do a series of burpees also.
Yeah, but that's because I eat a lot at night, and I wake up just going. So.
Have you ever seen? And I don't know how much time have you ever spent like inside of a gym, but have you ever seen?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. You're grasping at straws here.
Who's Jim?
Okay, have you ever seen those guys who will do that weird like dip walk? Where they like touch their knees to the ground as they walk. Yeah. There's a guy that I follow on YouTube that does that a lot, and I have no idea. I can barely stand up from a on my knees position. Like I was putting air in my tire a couple of days ago, and I had to grab my car and pull myself up to get up. That's how useless the lower half of my body is now.
I'm going to tell you something that sounds disturbing and might actually be a little bit. When I was going to join the United States Air Force, before you sign your contracts or before you ship out to your basic training, you have to go through something that's called MEPS. It's an acronym. Medical something. I don't remember what it stands for. But if you're joining the United States military, regardless of branch, you've got to go through MEPS and deal with their stuff. And that's basically where they do your background checks. They make sure you're good to go there. But they also check you out physically. And your little duck walk of which you speak.
Yeah.
I had to do something very similar, but a lot creepier. I was in a room about a little larger than this room we're in now.
Okay.
About twice the size of this room, with about 6 other dudes and a instructor or a personnel specialist, some military guy. He made all of us disrobe down to our skivvies, under drawers.
Squat and cough.
Well, yeah, we had to
check for contraband.
We had to de-pant for squat and cough. Seriously.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They spread and check.
Just to see if you guys were just bringing in some random cocaine.
I don't know why they did, but they did. And then, while in our skivvies, with 6 other dudes, I had to get around on my skivvies and duck walk around like that and do like this to see we're physically able to do these things.
And that makes sense.
But why do I got to be half naked? And why do I got to do it in a room with 6 other dudes?
So here's the thing. You drew the short straw that day. That's what happened. Hazing comes in many forms. And I feel like that was part of it was to see how well you follow instructions. I feel like everything has a use in the military. But I feel like you got hazed that day. They're like, let's see if we can get them down to their BVDs today. They'll be BDUs 6 months from now. Let's get them down to BVDs today.
Bunch of other people. I didn't have to do that. What do you mean?
Yeah, that was not part of it. Mike, are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure you served in this man's military?
Granted, this was in the 90s, so different times.
That's really something.
But when you said that that's what reminded me of was that day.
Oh my God, I did not mean to give you a flashback,
You did,
sir.
You triggered me.
He goes, no, the scanners.
I don't want to. Don't make me.
I can't duck walk like that.
I don't have bad balance. What? But I do remember those times. So, I got nothing to segue to, so we're just going to say thank you to the fine folks at McDonald's.
There it is.
For providing us delicious breakfast treats after my possibly sexual harassment incident.
So the good news is we haven't had a camera this whole time, so there's been no visual representation. Yeah, because you all don't know, Mike actually stripped down 2 of his skivvies for that story.
Well,
he's a very visual storyteller.
I'm a method actor.
That's right.
Me and Daniel Day-Lewis.
You believe in the form first.
It's like I do. What's the matter?
Oh, no.
Oh, you just had a look of concern. Oh, you're wondering where he is? I know where he's at. It'd be rude of me to say on air. It would be impolite. But y'all do the math and figure out.
I have a bone to pick with him. He turns the light off when he leaves the bathroom.
Oh, is that him?
It's got to be him. Nobody else has done it before he got here. And we're talking smack when he's not here. But yeah, it's got to be him. Here's the thing. The bathroom in our building is attached to with a fan. The exhaust fan, which you need that fan.
Yeah.
You do.
The bouquet of aromas come out of people. It's pretty brutal.
It's rough. So we have, as like an unwritten rule of thumb in this building, we leave the light on because it leaves the fan on. But multiple times I've walked into that bathroom with the light off.
I appreciate his conservation of power. And I'm sure the owners of this building appreciate the conservation of power. But for the love of God, let's find other ways to save money.
Maybe, hey, just reuse your paper cups or something.
I'm all for unplugging the snack machine before you turn that light off.
Now, hold on. Some of us are here on a Sunday.
Oh, man. But back to McDonald's. Wow. They're going to fire us.
I know, dude. It's fine. It was inevitable.
But big thank you to McDonald's. Seriously, all jokes aside, they provide us with delicious breakfast. They've been doing it for almost as long as the show's been on the air, and we do appreciate that. So
I had it written allegedly.
Now
it's back to oatmeal eater. Unless I changed the wrong one. I might have grabbed the wrong nameplate. I think I've been there a couple of times.
Boy, you haven't even eaten oatmeal? That's not even an accurate statement.
It's been a couple of weeks, yeah. That was from.
It's been. But they do have oatmeal. So if you want to go oatmeal, and you're like, I need something, one of the McMuffins or something like that. It just isn't hitting them scratching the itch I want today. Then grab you some oatmeal or grab you something from the McCafe line there.
Starting, let's see, Wednesday of next week. Grab yourself a cheese Danish.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have them here. I'm hoping we get them.
I feel like we will.
I feel like too.
When you have a specialty McDonald's in your town, you tend to get the good stuff.
Get the good stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
They want to send it to the
Well, then, for the love of God, bring back the bagel sandwiches. Right? Put them in here.
Make
you don't
it
know how
happen, people.
I mean, you guys bringing Coke Zero is like one half of my. If you did nothing else but this, I'd be happy. That's one of them. The other one, bring back and more specifically the steak, egg, and cheese bagel sandwich.
Right. You gotta get your steak game back in.
And if I need to make some phone calls to make this happen, I'm willing to do that.
I just can't. I imagine Mike walking in on a random Saturday morning to a McDonald's, slapping a box of Steakums on the counter and saying, "Can you make this happen for me?" Just a bag of Linders, a box of Steakums, and just slide them across the counter and say, "Please make this into a sandwich for me."
Yes, with egg and cheese.
I bet if you talk to one of the employees in the back, I bet they could make that happen for you. If you provide the accoutrement.
Yeah. Now it sounds like some shady drug deal going on in the back of the McDonald's.
Hey, come talk to me for a second.
Yeah.
Got an offer for you.
He's standing with a sack of Steakums.
Box of Steakums.
Hey, meet me in the alley.
Bag of Linders bagels and a crisp $5 bill. You slide all that across the counter. Say, make this happen for Daddy.
Or meet me in the alley. Got a proposition for you.
It involves holy bread.
Got some meat for you. It's in the alley. But McDonald's does not do that.
A lot of people don't know this, that Mike's nickname in college was Mad Mike the Meat Father.
One of many names I've had over the times. But big thank you, McDonald's.
Mad Mikey and the Meat Daddies would be an awesome band name.
Allegedly. There you go.
Allegedly.
It's back.
That's a reference to a show called Letterkenny.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We are fans of.
There's a whole scene in the first season where a whole series of scenes where they have this back and forth about an ostrich, and the whole thing is that Squirrely Dan, who's the bigger character on the show, he leans in and he goes, allegedly.
Yeah, they make allegations about something in an ostrich, and then every time they talk about it, they go allegedly, and so it's a thing, and it actually runs. I think later seasons, like
they run it for four
or 5 seasons
because the story continues to evolve.
Yeah, well,
which is amazing.
Those characters, do they ever actually show up on the air? I don't think they do. It's always just in speak of.
Yeah,
like what, they supposed to show up at a fight one time or something? Did they show up to that fight?
They might have. Oh, you know what they did? That's right.
There was. Yeah, they showed up to a fight. Yep. So there was one episode.
We are so off the rails now, but yeah, at that fight at the end of season 1, they showed up and he's like,
Yeah.
What are their Boots and the Ginger.
Yeah.
He goes, Boots and the Ginger. He steps out. He packs his skull. Yeah, and then they get in that
dip.
big old brawl. That hurts, by the way.
Yeah, you probably need dip to do that.
You really need a can of skull to do that.
I don't have the wrist action to do that. So,
I was going to say Steakums can wish their respects to the Queen. I'm just waiting for them to say that.
Oh yeah, because Steakums has a strong social media game.
I didn't show you this, but there's a store in the UK called Poundland.
Okay.
It's like a dollar store. Everything is, a pound or less.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And it was just funny to see that Poundland wished their condolences to the family of the Queen. I'm like, that's a good thing you guys got in front of it before your competitors Pound Town down the street got around.
I wonder if they ever taken the royal family to
Poundland.
Methinks they've never been into Poundland, so they don't buy anything for $1.
Did you see the thing I sent you?
Hey, if you give them $1, they're going to pay $2 for it.
Did you see the thing I sent you?
Yeah, I did. I saw that yesterday. It was going around a lot. It's from a
Megamind.
Yeah, Megamind, the movie Megamind. It's just this fat bullet character saying there's no Santa Claus, there's no Tooth Fairy, and there's no Queen of England.
No.
But I'm like, there is a Queen of England now. There's a Queen consort.
Yes, Camilla.
Yep,
she's a queen.
Although
she's not like Queen Elizabeth Queen.
Right. She doesn't have those authorities or whatever. It's so funny when you see or talk to people who really there's no dog in this fight. They ain't got no skin in the game. Americans that when you say a name like Camilla, they go, ugh. I'm like,
Parker Bowles.
Care to elaborate? What did she do to you?
Yeah.
What happened in your realm?
Yeah.
I think Meghan Markle just poisoned the well for any female.
Be honest.
Princess.
I hate to burst your bubble, Roy, but they've been taking shots and doing this stuff with the royal family long before Meghan Markle showed up.
Okay.
This is just but I mean the in the 80s the salaciousness between now King Charles and Lady Di and that whole deal. Meghan Markle was just icing on that cake. That's just another layer of. And that's where the resentments and stuff. And then obviously there's also the racial side where there's a lot of people saying that England's responsible for the slave trade. Therefore, we must boo the Queen, which that's a long way to get there. But okay.
This probably isn't something that should be brought up right after the Queen passes away. But if you ever do a deep dive into the actual history of the British royal family, it gets weird, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's put it this way. The family tree it's very stick-like.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She's not directly responsible for it, for anything.
There's been controversy and nonsense in that family and that monarchy for generations.
Yeah, the Markle thing is just
the
latest fodder.
Just all of the Princess Diana memes, like Princess Diana meeting her in the afterlife.
Oh, I've seen a bunch of those. Yeah.
There's one of an old lady, looks like the Queen from behind, just like up on a fence, like, "Come on, Diana, let me in."
It's just a family that literally there's a huge spotlight on them. So any kind of family drama that leaks out of that is going to get blown up 20-fold. And that's just what it is.
That's kind of the beauty of not being famous.
Yeah.
It's like, just imagine if all of the mistakes that you made, that I've made over just the past 6 months even, were put out there on blast.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's, what amazes
canceled
me.
16 times over.
I got to play an interview.
Yeah,
I got to get going. But what amazes me is like when they were doing a lot of talking, of course, talking about Charles and, now him being a queen, but king, but they're talking about his early days, like in the 70s and all that. And they were, kind of touting his Playboy image. He was kind of a Playboy, type back then. But if you look at him, he looks like Alfred E. Newman back then because he looks literally, he's got the same haircut with the ears and the whole nine. And you're like, man, they're desperate for Playboys if that's the Playboy. But he was going to be king someday. So,
he's one of the few people.
They'll look past some giant ears and haircut.
He was one of the few people that looked like his spitting image's puppet.
Yeah, he kind of did.
I mean,
like you can look at him and just say, he looks British.
The cheeks, the ears, that haircut.
Looks British.
Well, I'm sure you can appreciate this. There's a meme that says when Meghan Markle shows up to the funeral, and it's just the Undertaker, like when someone he's coming out of a coffin and he puts his hands on someone's neck.
Right.
It's It's interesting.
That was actually in my prep this morning. It was like the family is distraught because now they know they're going to have to spend time with Meghan Markle.
Well, I'm curious to see what the fallout here next is. Like how much turmoil is going to be. It'll eventually settle down and King Charles will be king and life will go back to normal. But how much of this controversy stuff's going to be stewing? Like once they bury the queen and finish all of the pageantry and everything with her death, when he's actually just doing king stuff. Like when is I'm curious to see what the news and the media does then. So.
I'd be curious too, and I'll tell you this: the documentary fodder coming out of this.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get some good ones.
Yeah. Well,
this whole year, pretty much.
I imagine there's a bunch of people now checking out The Crown and those other shows on Netflix and all that too. So
Helen Mirren just got a big boost.
That's right. She's officially. They're just going to mistaken her for the queen now. It is 9:22. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll start off the weekend with hot temperatures. It looks like mid-90s for the afternoon high today, but we do have some relief on the way with a cold front dropping in from the central states. Partly sunny today and a little bit breezy. Overnight, some clouds and upper 60s, and then about 90, and we should get some sunshine on Saturday. Maybe a few showers or thunderstorms, and low 80s Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. And currently, let's see here. I'm going to refresh and it's taking a while. Currently 73 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 50%. Winds currently out of the south at 7 miles per hour. Cloudy, that's what they're saying today, the sun's out, but yeah, there's a lot of clouds in the sky. High of 93 expected with south winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly cloudy, 66 for an overnight low with south winds at around 10 miles per hour. Saturday, during the day, I'm thinking pretty pleasant. Partly cloudy, high of 88 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the north, right at about 10 miles per hour. But Saturday night, tomorrow night, and then into Sunday, our rain chances kick in, and we got pretty good chances, a 40% chance for Saturday night. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 64 with east winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, 40% chance of rain on Sunday as well, mostly cloudy, high of only 70, near 70 tomorrow, Sunday. So a little cooler too. I'm kind of digging that. Might be a little bit more of actually 70 with that, of course if it rains, but that's still pretty good cookout for football on Sunday. Winds will be out of the north, 10 to about 10 miles per hour, 20% chance of rain for Sunday night as well. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 61, and then Monday, partly cloudy, high of 87. There's a slight chance of rain early, but that'll wrap up by 7 a.m. So that's what we're looking at right now. It is 9:24. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview we had on Wednesday with Andrew Moore, Executive Director of the Roswell Chamber. That's up next.
Peter Marshall once prayed before the U.S. Senate this: Lord, we thank you that we come to you just as we are, but remind us that we dare not leave as we came. I wish our political leaders took this to heart, but more importantly, we need to take this to heart. Over and over through the New Testament, Jesus encounters sinful, messed up, hurting people and shows them compassion and grace. However, he never ignores or condones their plight. He calls them to be better, to move beyond where they are and who they are. Jesus encountered all kinds and led them to be better. There were fishermen and tax collectors, lepers and demon-possessed, adulterers and sinners. Wherever you are, whatever you've done, you can move beyond it by the grace that God gives us through Christ. Maybe you've been a follower of Christ in the past and have lost your way. You can return to him and be more and do more and lead the life that he calls you to lead. Praise God that his forgiveness never ends. We invite you to join us to learn how to be better with him than we are on our own.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
From hot rods to lowriders, classic muscle cars to exotics, some of the coolest cars in the whole state live right here in Chaves County. And you'll get a chance to see a whole bunch of them at the second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show, September 10th at the Wobo, brought to you by your friends at Roswell Ford. It's a celebration of American car culture, a commemoration of 9/11, and tribute to local veterans and first responders. The Hometown Heroes Car Show is free to attend, and there'll be lots of fun for everyone, including jolly jumps, delicious food, and great music. And of course, course, some of the coolest cars to ever roll down Main Street. Visit RoswellFord.com to enter your vehicle. It costs only $25, and there'll be prizes and trophies for every category. And $1,000 to the overall winner. We're also taking nominations for Hometown Heroes. So if you know someone deserving of recognition, go to RoswellFord.com and nominate them. The Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 10th at the Wool Bowl. It's going to be a great event, so don't miss it.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road. Make your home a smart home with Smart Home Wi-Fi from Plateau. Now you can connect more devices to fast, reliable Wi-Fi throughout your home. That means faster speeds with no downtime or lag. Enhance your connection, expand your reach, and experience whole home device control and protection with Plateau. Plateau offers true fiber with options starting as low as $60 a month, all with no caps and no hidden fees. Call today, 575-755-1000, or stop by 1001 South Main in Roswell. Get smart home Wi-Fi today from Plateau. Tried, true, trusted. The season roars on for your Roswell Coyotes, and coming up this Friday night, your Coyotes are back on the road, headed to Los Lunas to take on the Tigers. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM will have full coverage of the game. Join Art Sandoval and Kelly McDonald for the pregame show at 6:45 and kickoff at 7, with audio-only coverage available at KSVPTV.com. Coyotes versus the Tigers of Los Lunas, Friday at 6:45 on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, with audio-only coverage online at KSVPTV.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, Andrea Moore back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Pretty good. It's been a while.
It has been a while. It's been a while for you and me, between with ships passing in the night. When you weren't available, I wasn't here, and vice versa. So, but that doesn't mean there hasn't been a lot going on at the chamber.
That's right.
We've been pretty busy.
We're gearing up for the Wool Bowl in December. So when you were talking about
NMMI here.
Yeah, that's right. So that is December 3rd. December 3rd, 2 p.m. at the Wool Bowl. And
it's a junior college bowl game, right?
Yes, because they won their national championship last year. That bowl game is coming to town December 3rd. And thank you guys for putting out the commercial for the chamber. We are asking for donations because the Chamber of Commerce has been tasked to do the gift bags for the players so that when they come into town. And
Chamber's always kind of an unofficial welcome to the community type organization.
Absolutely.
They're, coming. And so it is natural for the Chamber to be the ones to welcome whichever football teams end up earning a bid at this bowl game here later in the year.
So
now I'm curious, and this is where I don't know enough about JUCO sports and things. Like for NMMI to get a bowl, would this be a good bowl game for them, or they want to shoot for something higher?
That I don't know. I would have to ask.
Yeah, that I don't know.
The coaches.
Where in the because I know, obviously in Division I, the Rose Bowl. I mean, there's kind of a bit of a.
I can't imagine it would be bad because how cool would it be to be playing?
I'm just wondering
in
if
your
it's
hometown bowl game
I'm
on
just
home turf.
If it's since they're defending championship, is the championship bowl game that game is what I'm wondering.
Yeah, that part I don't know. I'd have to. I didn't think to ask the coaches because when we were asked to help out, I was just like, you just tell me,
sure.
Put me in, coach, whatever I can do. So we've been tasked to get the gift bags for all the players. So when they check into their hotels, there'll be a bag in their room for each player.
Okay.
And so I was told to plan for about 150 to 200 people.
Gotcha.
And of course, as we get closer to the game and we know which teams, I'll have a more solid idea of how many players there really are. So we are asking people, obviously 200 items, I understand, is a lot for some people. If you can do 200, I'm going to be over the moon. I'm going to be ecstatic. That's going to be great. But if you're a smaller business or you're somebody that wants to participate and you only have 50 or 100, that's fine. I will take it.
Because we get enough of those, we'll just kind of evenly disperse them.
Correct. And then everybody will have slightly different bags and, you know,
uniqueness to
so
it.
Cool little things that you think that a college boy would like. You know, some things that we've had are lapel pins.
Okay.
Those rubber plastic wristbands.
Oh yeah, the like the yellow or various colored ones.
Correct. Yeah, I know my son loves them. He's got 1,000 of them and has collected them since he was like 5 years old.
Most of us probably, you know, the Go Strong. Those are the ones that kind of got popularized.
Exactly.
And they kind of gotten there from there. By the way, I just got another text from Art and Kelly, or Art. I believe Art is telling me they're going to be calling that game too. The ball
that's
game.
awesome.
They're going to be in the booth for that ball game in December as well too.
I'm so excited. So of course we're asking for donations to be in the office by November 1st.
Okay.
Because that gives the community 60 days roughly to get whatever they want, and then it gives us a month to stuff bags.
Good deal.
Because in that way we're not doing it, 5 minutes before
Friday before the bowl game. Yeah.
And then the second thing we've been asked to do is the gift baskets for the coaches' wives.
Okay.
And
so that one's got to be a little bit more pampery.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And that's going to be about 20 baskets.
Okay.
So if you've got something that you think a wife would like.
So we're hitting up like our beauty shops, our decor places, our pampering,
wine,
soaps and wines,
exactly,
lotions.
Any of that stuff. And if somebody wants to design a basket and donate a full basket, awesome, great. If you just have items that you want to donate and then we put the basket together, once again, awesome, great. I am in.
Maybe some flowers go in the basket.
You can do anything. And of course, if you want to donate money to help the cause because maybe you don't have
know what goes good in those kinds of things.
Correct.
So it's like, just here's some money.
That'll be helpful too because there are some items that we are going to have to purchase.
Yeah. So get back to the player bags. What kind of items? I mean, obviously, things promoting your businesses, pencils, pens, that kind of stuff. But is there other kind of things you're looking for to put in there too?
Well, remember that most of these people have probably never been to New Mexico.
Okay.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably never been to Roswell either.
Gotcha.
So let's put our best foot forward. And what kind of really cool Roswell, Chaves County, New Mexico stuff do you think a kid would like? Like one of the things that I know for sure we've got that's going to go in the bag is we've got a local business that makes magnets.
Okay.
And they are making 200 magnets for us that are in the shape of New Mexico. And there'll be a Zia symbol where Roswell is. And there's going to, some of them will have an alien. Some of them will have a spaceship on them. So something like that I think those kids are going to think are really cool. It's kind of unique. Probably not going to go in the waste bin. So... if you want to put a flyer in the bag, I'm not going to say no, but know that these kids are 18 to 22-ish years old. So something that they'll probably want to keep and either, they might pass out some of that stuff to their buddies when they get home. Hey, mom, hey, little brother. Hey, so that kind of stuff. Any of that kind of really cool stuff. Lapel pins, writing utensils, because these guys are still in school, so they're going to need a writing implement.
Sure. Imagine snack foods.
Absolutely. We've got...
These are grown men,
Yes, we've got pistachios coming. We've got pecans, because what are we known for in this area?
Yeah, we got a lot of jerky companies here. Maybe one of them would
so if they, or all of them, if everybody pitches in and just sends me... lots of 50 to 100 of their beef jerky, we can have a nice assortment of beef jerky, things like that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it'd be so percolate. If you're a business out there listening, it's like, I bet some college football players would love these, or some coaches' wives would love some of these, or husbands. I guess I assume that all the coaches are men, but there's probably a woman, female coach or two in there. So maybe you have to think about that too. A spouse gift basket that's a little more masculine if there's any female coaches on there.
So anything, and of course, in November, if you want to help stuff some bags and help put some baskets together, call us at the chamber and we'll let you know, and you can come over and help us out. I know my daughter's dance team is one of the sponsors as well. So I've already contacted the coaches and they've said, oh, absolutely. The team will come and help stuff bags.
Yeah, definitely. Or maybe some other youth groups, maybe some little league football teams want to get in there and help stuff bags and stuff, hoping to maybe meet some of the players and things like that.
More if we can take 10 minutes because we have so many people,
sure,
we'll just set up stations and you pass the bag around.
The whole idea is when these players, coaches, staff all come to Roswell, we want them to, when their trip is over, they, win, lose, or draw, they're like, man, Roswell was a nice community. It was nice. The game, was awesome, or the game didn't go our way, but, it was nice to, we had great meals while we were in Roswell, great accommodations, great people. It was just fun. And who knows, maybe someone will come back to vacation here or whatever. Who knows? Maybe one falls in love and gets a job here. And next thing you know,
how wonderful would that be to
they're
import
part of the community.
some kids, some people.
Yeah.
And they're not, I guess they're not so much kids, but to me they are.
Young adults,
my kid's that age, so it's a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well, and let's face it, when we were 20,
we were kids.
We were not mature.
I know. I'm still not mature.
Right? Yeah. People say you're almost 50, you ain't mature.
I'm still a 12-year-old little boy inside, and my husband just goes, so that's the biggest thing that we've got going on, because it takes the most planning.
So reach out to the chamber if you'd like to donate, or if you're kind of curious about, I might have some stuff. What kind of and if you're like wondering if it would be a good thing, call and bounce the idea off of any of the ladies at the chamber. They'd be happy to.
Absolutely, we'd love to talk to you, and you can help us out in any way. Then the next thing that's coming up this weekend is the Hometown Heroes car show commemoration of 9/11 out at the Wool Bowl that Kremlin Auto Group and Roswell Ford is putting on.
It's going to be a big car show from what I understand. Yeah.
Because I know last year it really overtook the south parking lot at Ford.
Yeah, the reason it's at the Wool Bowl because it was just too darn big for the Ford lot. Basically, is what it is, and so it's a good thing to now they're I imagine they'll bring a few of the vehicles for sale, but now we've got that big whole parking lot to spread out.
I'm excited to see it because it was kind of, it was cool because it was kind of crowded, so everything was right there. But I know for the food and the jump houses and all of that stuff,
it was a little tricky.
You'll have a little bit more room for all of that, and you don't have to worry about kids being run over crossing the street.
Yeah.
And parking. That was another kind of interesting deal last year, was trying to figure out, where do I park my car so I can go look at cars?
Right. But when all the car lot's full here. So now plenty of all of that out at the Wool Bowl, but that gets underway, I believe, around 10 on
I believe
Saturday.
so. And of course, it's, the contest and everything's on the Roswell Ford website.
Yeah.
And I believe if you go to our website, you should be able to click on the flyer and it takes you directly to their website to be able to sign up.
Yeah, and trust me, I remember there were some really cool, I still remember this car that looked like some kind of hot rod Batmobile. It was probably the most head turning of the car show that year, last year. I'm guessing take that times 10 for this year.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so please definitely come check it out. They bring some cool. From what I understand is, they're kind of in the circuit now, the Roswell Ford. And what I mean by that is there's like a car show circuit, where these guys that they come from Texas and all over this state and others and kind of they follow a group that kind of goes to these various car shows around the state. And what I'm hearing is Ford's on that radar now. So these guys that they constantly tour and bring their beautiful.
Oh, how exciting. Well, great
it's
job,
on
guys.
That, yeah, it's in that radar. So I'm guessing you're going to see some pretty cool cars out there.
Well, yeah, so come out. And then Tuesday, the 13th, is Constitution Day. Well, it's not technically Constitution Day.
We'll be celebrating.
We'll be celebrating Constitution Day at Eastern New Mexico University Roswell campus from 11 to 1 at the ITC Center.
Yes.
So come on out. You can, all students are welcome, and you get to learn more about the Document of Freedom. And there's a presentation that's going to be done by Judge Bobby Baldock.
Okay.
And he's going to teach you about the Constitution. And if you've never heard Judge Baldock speak, he's fantastic.
Awesome. And I would imagine every American will probably learn a thing or two that comes out to that event. And
yes.
And understand, why that document is what it is, why it's written the way it's written, and why to this day it's still the
200 plus years later, here we are. Games, snacks. If you are of voting age, you can register to vote at that event.
Great.
And that's put on by the college. And then, of course, then the next thing that we've got going on is the General's Cup in September.
Okay.
Wait a second. It is September.
Holy it's this month.
See? That's...
So hopefully the weather cooperates for the golfing. And
that's at the end of the month, September 23rd, 24th, 25th. Well, the 23rd is the practice round. And then, of course, Saturday, Sunday is the actual tournament. And once again, you can go to the Roswell Chamber of Commerce website, and you can find the General's Cup information in two places. All of these events you can find in one of two locations on our website. You can either go to the events tab and go to our calendar, and everything's in the calendar. You click on the link and it'll take you to their website or give you more detailed information.
Okay.
And then we also have a section that's called Roswell's Happenings, where all of our flyers go up, and there is always, if you click on the flyer that you're interested in, there's always a link.
Okay.
If that particular organization has a link to go to, you can click on it, and it'll take you where to register or to get more information. And the General's Cup is up there.
Now, is that one of those, because, we get golfers that come from, that tour, that everything during this thing. Is there an audience version of the General's Cup, or is it just for players and things, or can the spectators come?
I'm sure if you are a spectator that the Institute is not going to say no.
Okay. I didn't know if there's anything through the website.
As long as you're respectful. I don't think they've ever had
the etiquette of golf.
Yeah, I don't believe that they've ever had a large
because you get some
audience like you do at a PGA.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if people want to come out and watch.
I just think there's some people that would get a kick out of seeing some, because some of these are like hopefuls, or, some I think have been on the tour at some point or whatever. And sometimes there's an occasional celebrity or two that's a part of it.
That's right. It's always surprising who shows up. And of course, the Chamber of Commerce will be doing the Tiger Hole, which is hole 10.
Okay.
Everybody donates $20. I believe it's $20, and you get to go tee off from the 150 mark.
Okay.
Without taking a stroke, instead of teeing off at the tee box.
Okay.
And I'm shooting for 100% participation this year, because last year only one person did not pay their $20 to go forward. And I promise you that person knows exactly who they are, because they were razzed to no end for 2 days.
They might be first in line this year. Or they're going to double down. I'm not sure which. Depends how stubborn they are.
Well, we'll see, because it was the only person that did that. And every team afterwards, I was like, hey, I need your money. And they were like, oh, no, I don't have. Oh, really? You don't want to be Joe Smith.
That's right.
And
don't be this guy.
That's not the guy. I was like, don't be that guy. And they're like, who's that? I'm like, oh, see that guy over there?
Yeah.
And when he came Sunday to tee off, he goes, thanks. He goes, I really appreciate that. And I was like, well, you're the only guy. And Sunday he did participate.
Yeah,
so.
he's all of a sudden he's like, I'll take it. Yeah. Yeah, the cheese stands alone here.
Absolutely. So those are the immediate things that are going on here in September. And of course, all of our information is up on our website because it's a cool new website.
Come play around if you haven't been there yet.
It's easy for me and the staff to be able to get in there and update. I try to spend every morning about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how much information we have to go in there and update. Of course, if you're in the community and you've got something that you would like for us to put up on the website as far as an event, you do not necessarily have to be a member for the community calendar because it's open to everybody. I would love for our community calendar to be the place that everybody goes to find how to get to everything else.
Gotcha.
Because I know some websites are a little more difficult to navigate. So I'm willing to put in the time to figure out how to navigate the websites and put the links in so you can go directly to where you need to go.
Gotcha.
To get the information. Roswell Little Theater, way off Broadway, the different events that we've got going on, Roswell Orchestra, Jazz Fest, things like that. Anything is welcome on the community events calendar.
Absolutely. That's what it's there for. So please reach out, chamber member or not, doesn't matter.
Correct.
Come and utilize it, and then we, the public, understand that's a resource. So.
And then there are a lot of member-specific things on our website that members, for example, have the ability to post for job listings. If you're one of our members and you are hiring, there's a section on our website for you to go in and post your job listings.
Okay.
There's a back door, so to speak, for our members that they can go in on their specific web page.
Gotcha.
Our web page on our site, and they can put information about what's going on. And some of our members do something as simple as just a link to their stuff, and others do it a little bit more, more jazzed up.
Sure,
as my daughter says. So, and if you don't know how to use it, contact us.
Yeah.
We'll walk you through
Show
it.
you and all that.
And we're looking at our calendar, and we're going to start setting up some orientations for our members to teach them how to use that MIC page.
So you can utilize it for your own businesses
Correct,
and things. And
because
promote
we
and all
want,
that.
that's the whole purpose of this newly designed website, is for our members to be able to use it as well.
Should turn it into like a social media for Roswell or Chaves County businesses, but set up just like MySpace, where you have your top 8.
Oh my gosh. Do you know how many hours I spent trying to figure out my top 8?
I know.
Because Sally Smith ticked me off that day, so she can't possibly be in the top 8.
Right.
Or you break up with your boyfriend, so, Bobby, he's no longer number 1.
Yeah. And then later they added 8 more, so you could do top 16, and you're like, oh, I'm good enough for your top 16, but not good enough for your top 8.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you're lucky. You made 16.
Made it. You made it.
You're off the 16.
That's
You should say something. But I don't know. That would be fun and could start fights. But anyway. But absolutely, utilize these resources. Again, just another perk of being a member of the Chamber of Commerce. That if you're a small business, if you're any kind of business, but particularly small businesses that don't have a marketing department, that don't have a it's usually you or maybe a handful of people that are running everything.
Yeah.
And you don't have time to look like a huge business. Let the chamber help you do some of those things.
Exactly what we're here for, is to help our businesses. And of course, as always, Roswell Now Magazine, we have a new editor. Her name is Trace Jolliffe.
All right.
We are so excited to have her on the team. And she is currently designing and putting together the issue that'll be going out by the end of this month.
Okay.
I was going to say
fall
September,
edition.
and I was like, oh my gosh, it's already September. Where has this year gone?
Yeah.
And then we are very quickly going to turn around and start on our holiday issue, the Christmas issue. So anybody that wants to participate in the Christmas issue, call us now.
Yeah.
Because we are literally going to go back to back on these next 2 issues.
Gotcha. So if you've got things like Christmas Railway, holiday themed
That's
stuff
right.
that you want to make sure you get into that holiday issue.
If you're going to have a special holiday sale for Black Friday, from Thanksgiving to Christmas, any of that stuff, contact us, and we want to get you featured,
Absolutely.
if possible.
Yeah, or if you do things during the holidays, maybe you do caroling or something, and we want to, cover that or something.
Yes.
Obviously, we know like Jesse Daniels in his light extravaganza he does every year.
Oh,
if people do things
he does
like that,
a great job
Yeah.
down Main Street,
Yeah.
and it just is so beautiful to see those lights.
Yeah. So if you do things like that, want to spotlight it in
That's
the
right.
magazine, please reach out. I think it'd be a lot of people would like that kind of stuff.
575-623-5695.
Yeah.
RoswellNM.org is our website, and it works. So if you send information that you want more information about something, it pops up in my email or the corresponding staff member. For example, if you're looking for membership and you want more information, that email goes directly to Kyle.
Gotcha.
And he's pretty good about getting back to people.
He's prompt.
Yes, and it's really cool because every day we're starting to see 2 or 3 more
Nice.
emails because people have gone to the website.
Good.
Or, as always, pop into the office. We're 131 West 2nd.
Yeah.
You can't miss us anymore because we're the little building on the corner that has all the aliens.
All the
on
murals and aliens and
Yes.
and I don't know what it is, but 47% of the time there's usually an RV parked nearby.
Yes,
Not all
on
the
that
time.
north parking lot.
I'd say about 47%. It's hit, but yeah, I walk by, and so maybe it's just because it's been the summer months and people are traveling more. But a lot of visitors, and about 47% of the time, usually one's in an RV.
Yes, and it's so funny. They come in and they're like, "Are you going to tow us?" No, it's all public parking around us. That's all Roswell public parking. So come on in. The only time that I might get irritated is if we have a huge event and we need those spots.
Sure.
But so far, it has not been an issue
There
because
hasn't been
there's
a-
so much parking back there that I'd have to have more cars than people can fit in the
Sure.
building.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, every single person have to drive their own car and then bring a friend's car.
Yes.
But yeah, so come on by, visit if you have any questions, if you're looking for any kind of information about our community, if the chamber can't help you directly, then they'll put you in touch with the people that can. That's
our job.
Kind of what they do. So, did we get it all?
We got everything. That's quite a bit.
It's amazing we did that. It's a big deal, kind of a big deal.
Absolutely.
But again, like and follow the chamber on Facebook and
Instagram. We're
as
really
well, too.
active on. We do have other social media platforms, but alas, I am one person.
Right. But
And
the
I
ones that
can-
you're active on are Twitter and Instagram
and Facebook, and then of course our website because they're, my kids tell me I'm old people, so the ones that are easy.
Right. No Snapchat mess. Is that still popular? Snapchat.
It's huge.
I don't know if that died off yet. Or
No,
not.
my kids are huge into Snapchat.
I don't know if TikTok took over and now everybody just TikTok.
No, TikTok's a big thing too because I have people that scan my children's Snapchats and TikTok, and I'll get information. Oh, you might need to talk to said child, and it's usually one child in particular that gets she gets in trouble.
Well, see, kids, they always how did you find out? It's like, come on, you got to get smart.
I'm like, well, the big thing it's usually Grandpa that finds it, and he'll call me and he'll be like, "Did you know?" And I'm like, "No, actually, but thanks for letting me know."
That's right. We'll have a discussion later. So, but kids, you always out yourselves. You just don't realize it.
I'm so glad we did not have social media growing up.
This is true.
Because I would have been that kid.
Odds are pretty good. We'd be derelicts in jail or something. If half
Right.
of our stuff got put out there on the ether.
Well, as my grandmother always told me, say it, forget it, write it, regret it.
Mm-hmm.
So don't put anything out there that you don't want to have out there when you're 50 years old.
Well, it's no different with our parents. Like my parents did stuff and they said, this is dumb things we did. Don't do that.
Exactly.
And we did dumb things too. Just some of the same dumb things. Some are different dumb things.
That's right. All new dumb things.
Yeah.
That's what I tell my kids. I'm like, make all new dumb mistakes.
That's
Don't
right.
make the dumb mistakes I made.
Learn and adapt and create newer, dumber mistakes. Well, thank you as always. Appreciate the visit.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time.
Absolutely.
All right. It is 7:53. Time for some news of the local variety, along with your Kim Commando update.
Letter to the community asking property owners to begin taking care of their overgrown weeds. Patterson says unkept weeds can grow to an enormous size and cause serious fire safety hazards, especially when they dry out and die. The city also asking residents to report high weeds by calling 887-1200 or by filling out a report online at cityofcarlsbadnm.com. And the City of Roswell's Keep Roswell Beautiful program has been awarded a state grant to fund a number of projects designed to beautify and enhance the city. The State Tourism Department awarding Keep Roswell Beautiful more than $49,000 through the New Mexico Clean and Beautiful Grant Program. That program supports projects and initiatives that contribute to preventing litter, reducing waste, beautifying communities, and empowering youth to make positive changes in their communities. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
We now have the lowest level of petroleum reserves than we've had in 34 years because Joe Biden is tapping into it to artificially increase the supply in the marketplace to lower prices in the lead up to the election. The average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage is now nearly 6%, topping an earlier high from June, according to a weekly survey by Freddie Mac released just today. At this time last year, rates were below 3%, so they're nearly double. The Agricultural Department is reporting that 10% of American households are now struggling to afford food. I mean, this is a disaster.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
Many families have been devastated by the toxic water at Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. My name's Amber, and I'm an attorney at Dudley DeBosier. My father was stationed there during that time and later diagnosed with Parkinson's due to that exposure. So at Dudley DeBosier, not only do we know the law and understand how to navigate this, we're in the trenches with you. We're helping my family, and we'd like to help you. Dudley DeBosier is filing claims this week. Visit ddhelps.com. ddhelps.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2022.
Hurts in the gun for the Eagles, coming left to right in the green shirts.
Only heard here.
Snap is back, little read option. He keeps it up the middle and runs slam into a wall and loses yards.
All season.
Micah Parsons.
Sunday night, it's your Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Live from AT&T Stadium.
On this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pregame at 5:30, kickoff at 6:30 on Southeastern New Mexico's official Cowboy station, 92.9 The Brand.